Hey everybody, good evening. What's going on? Good to see y'all. What's up, Art Dominic? What's up, Satellite? Mizroy, thank you so much for the Mizroid. Good evening to you in Deep Thought. Lodril High, thank you so much for subscribing for 59 months and at tier 3. My God. It is power like that that keeps the stream going. Good evening, cute Tigo. Good to see you. Good to see y'all. I missed y'all yesterday. I must apologize. I was just beaten up yesterday. I realized I need a little lifestyle change. I've been staying up too late is the short version. Unless I tell y'all otherwise, usually after I finish my stream, I stay up for another hour, sometimes 2, because I really like being up late at night. It's just me. The entire world is asleep, my part of it anyway, and I can just relax. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm very much a night person. I love being a night person, but I'm not as young as I used to be. My withered frame cannot handle such excesses anymore. So yeah, after Monday night, after staying up real late Monday night, both streaming and doing other stuff, I was totally exhausted yesterday. So I told y'all I was too tired and I crawled right into bed. I went to bed at 9 yesterday. And I woke up this morning feeling amazing. I felt incredible. I got up, took the kids to school, jogged to the beach, jogged back, did chores, had a great day, and I'm ready. I'm ready for more Wrath of the Righteous. And I'm also ready at the conclusion of tonight's stream, hopefully right at midnight, I'm gonna go right to bed. I can't. Yeah, I gotta stop staying up. I gotta go to bed like by midnight. I do too much. It's been absolutely shocking to me how busy I can stay while being unemployed. But I do too much during the day to stay up super late. I gotta go to bed by midnight so I can be up at like 7:30. To get my kids off to school and stuff. Fury, thank you so much for subscribing for 40 months. How we doing? We're doing good. I am significantly more rested than I was last night, certainly. Good evening, Grunfodder. Good evening, Ball of Work. Good to see both y'all. Can't believe you didn't sacrifice your body and health to provide us with free entertainment. I know, I'm such a selfish person. I'll work on that too, I guess. Vulgar my world, this message written at 5:03 a.m. Not to encourage any self-destructive habits, certainly. But I do appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out with me when I do stream. I know it's an awkward time for a lot of folks, specifically European and East Coast peoples. So thank you so much for making the sacrifice to come hang out. Bearded Canadian, thank you so much for subscribing for 23 months. My God, just short of 2 years. Good Lord. Good evening, Lord Crispin. Good to see you. Choo-choo scam train. Picked up Cascadia. Looking forward to trying the solo mode tomorrow. Cascadia is a tabletop card game, right? Personally, I think I'd have to wind down a bit after a stream before being able to sleep. Yeah, no, I can just crash. I can just collapse. Because I am, honestly, you may be able to tell some nights, I'm usually pretty tired by the end of a stream anyway. Monday was kind of special because I was real jazzed about Wrath of the Righteous. We'll see. I imagine I will be tonight as well, but we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. Cascade is also good. Became a late night staple around here. Hex tile laying game. Ooh, you have my attention. I'm like of all the board games I've played in my life, I think Carcassonne is my favorite. I love the hell out of Carcassonne, and associated with that, anytime you're talking about a game where you lay tiles, where you create some kind of map, you are immediately gonna have my attention. Shocking how much streaming can take out of you, especially if you're already beat. It's true. You're absolutely right. It is true. I'll be honest. Last night, I had dinner, and I was laying on the sofa, and I was like nodding off, and I was like, I gotta go stream. And I was like, oh, I really want to go to bed. I have no energy. And I thought about it, and I was like, I could make myself stream, but it wouldn't be good. I would be grumpy. I would be unentertaining. Worse than normal. Okay, worse than I normally do. So I was like, I'll spare them that. Yeah, grumpier Dave. Good evening, Dave Thulu. Yeah, I love Carcassonne. I have a big box of Carcassonne. I loved it so much. I put down the cash for like Carcassonne with like the first 2 major expansions and then like 6 mini expansions. That's a lot of Carcassonne, man. I have trouble imagining adding anything else to that. I used to take it to work and play with my coworkers periodically. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully I can do that again in the future. Trying to beat Monster Rancher 2 DX again. Right now farming money for the no rest method for 7 years. Wow. Not gonna be a second time, just another shot beating this. 99% of my games are in storage. I got myself that and a die roller called Spots. Nice, that sounds cool. I'm loosely holding out hope that wherever I land my next job will have at least a small contingent of people that play Warhammer 40K, and they can be my enablers, my gateway into tabletop wargaming. Bought into the old edition. I have most of the stuff Z-Man released with the new art. There's no way I'm buying any new stuff. Yeah. I didn't buy the old stuff. I have the Z-Man big box. So, and I like it. I think it looks really, really good. So, game goes by in weeks. Monsters have 300, 500 weeks. Okay. That helps put it in perspective then. Base Carcassonne is the best. I would agree with that. I like base Carcassonne with the rivers. I think rivers are just like standard now. I think they're just considered part of the base game. But yeah. Yeah, normal Carcassonne with rivers is good. I think the first big expansion is really good. The one that adds extra city tiles. I like that a lot. But yeah. Need 1 or 2 expansions to add some interest. The mini expansions are cool. When I would play with my coworkers, we would usually play base game and then add in like 1 or 2 mini expansions, depending. Workplaces are usually good at letting you trap coworkers in a corner, explain Rogue Trader in detail for hours. Sorry. Twitch is telling me to push a button. I pushed a button, sorry. Didn't mean to step on the music like that. Yeah, I played a couple. We would play, I had one coworker, she was wonderful. She was real big into board gaming. We would play Carcassonne and the like kingdom building card game. The really well-established one. What is that one called? Dominion? Is that Dominion? Yeah, there we go. And we had this great thing going because I would always beat her at Carcassonne. She would always beat me at Dominion. So we had to start bringing other games to try and find a good middle ground. But yeah, we usually went back and forth on those. Like the first couple X packs, Inns and Cathedrals and Traders of Build. Yes, Inns and Cathedrals is good. I think Inns and Cathedrals is really all you need. I think that adds just enough complexity to the game. It makes roads more worthwhile if you're planning around them. It adds some intrigue to city building with cathedrals. Traders and Builders is I like it. But yeah, once you start adding in all the additional resources and stuff, it gets a little hectic. Good evening, Manic. Good to see you. Good evening, Zeb. Yes, a stalemate. Yeah. Yeah. Dominion's pretty popular convention. It helped run. Dominion's really fun. I never did get good enough at it, but yeah, I did enjoy playing it. So. Honestly, the card game is Dominion considered like, oh God, what is that term? Living card game? The one where it's like it's a card game, but it's basically set. It doesn't have like the collecting aspect to it. Not living. Okay, that's something else. I don't remember the term for it. Anyway, what I'm thinking of is that like there's another card game that's like kind of sci-fi-ish called, I think it's called Ascension or something. I played it once and I really liked it and I wanted to get into it, but I played it with a coworker who then left the company like a month later. So living card game is a TCG where you just sell you full sets of the cards. Is Ascension a living card game then? Is Ascension LCG? Because I know there's multiple sets of it. Okay. Yeah, I really like Ascension. I'm looking for an excuse to get back into that too. Friend of guy tried to get you back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes White Dragon deck came out, love it. Decided not to. Don't like modern Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. Two decks just trying to counterspell everything. I still remember testing the Yu-Gi-Oh! One of the digital Yu-Gi-Oh! Card games at Konami years ago. That was so funny. It was really funny watching the testers coming up with all kinds of busted ass strats just to get through playthroughs faster. Like, that's one of the funny things about QA testers. They will break your game in the name of efficiency solely so it helps them get through the workday faster. They had a deck. Exodia is the thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like the creature with 5 parts that if you get all the 5 parts out at once, you win, right? Yeah, the real fast, the testers figured out a deck that was just it was just the 5 parts of Exodia and like 1 card that basically every time you played it, it let you play another card. And they would just mill their entire deck for Exodia. Good evening, Chaos. You never realize how creatively you can break a game wide open until you're properly motivated. Yeah. Yeah. That was genuinely really fun about QA testing. We had another one. I know I've told you this before. I'm going to tell you again because I've been streaming for almost 7 years and I can tell stories as many times as I want. We worked on the Puzzle Quest devs. Made a bunch of spin-off, like, adjacent games, and one was called Puzzle Chronicles, which was sort of like, it was kind of like their version of Puzzle Fighter, except it was on one board, and, like, you were on one side of it and your opponent was on the other side, and like you'd play pieces like at each other, and as you made matches, it would move the midpoint towards your opponent until you like squeezed them out. In the original version of that game, as you leveled up, you could put points into different stats, and they would have different effects on the board. And the dexterity stat, at every couple of points you put in dexterity, it would start the midpoint like a space closer to your opponent. And in the original version of the game we tested, you could, if you only put points in dexterity, about a quarter of the way into the game, you could get your dexterity high enough that the midpoint just started 100% of the way over on your opponent's side, and they would lose instantly. So every tester that we put on full playthroughs would just do that immediately. And they could just like auto through every battle. If I see the word negate again on a piece of cardboard, I'm gonna bash my head. When you use the online game fans made test essay deck that gave Exodia to your opponent. What's up, Justin Brett? So with all 5 pieces of Exodia being one copy, I believe so, yeah. Netrunner's the one you wish you got more opportunities to play. If you get all the elemental rings into play, you get an enlightenment victory. Ah, another Legend of the Five Rings player. I actually went to Legend of the Five Rings tournaments in college. And I went to the national tournament one year at Gen Con. That was a lot of fun. That was the most competitive I ever got with a card game. I have completely lost that edge of myself. Like, competition makes me anxious now. But yeah, for a time, we had a big group, was the thing. We had a big group at my college that played Legend of the Five Rings. Big enough that we could draft boxes, and everybody basically had their own clan. So there wasn't really any overlap. We had a crane player, we had a lion player, we had a scorpion player, we had a mantis player. I was the Shadowlands player. So I drafted all the Oni and zombies and stuff. I had a really good Oni deck that I took to Gen Con. It was extremely good. Sad about Netrunner, there's still people who play around here. I never got back. Sad about Netrunner? Like, did something happen to it, or did you just fall out with it? Finally, new Blue Eyes structure, basically them throwing their hands up and accepting it without some kind of interaction. Blue Eyes is a bad deck. Oh, it got canceled, oh no. Yep, I was the problem child. I was evil too. Like, I played that deck real evil. There was, when I was playing, it was, oh god, I think it was Diamond Edition. There was an Oni that nobody used. It was like 2/2 for something really expensive. But it had a single ability. You could, in Legend of the Five Rings, they called tapping bowing. You could bow it to move any other Oni from one battle to another. And I was the biggest dick with it. Because the way Legend of the Five Rings worked, you had 4 provinces. And they had their own defense value based on your stronghold. And your provinces were where you brought new resources and characters in from. And the goal of the game was to destroy all of your opponent's provinces. So to do that, in the attacking phase, you'd declare an attack and you'd assign your attackers to what provinces you wanted to attack. And then the defenders would have their chance to assign defenders. And there was other stuff like cavalry and whatever. these Oni that let you move other Oni around, I could be such an asshole with them because I would declare an attack and I wouldn't declare any attackers. And so my opponent would have to assign their defenders wherever. And then when we were resolving the battles, I'd pick whatever province they hadn't assigned any attackers to. I'd bow my mobility guy and I'd send in some giant fuck off monster to destroy it. It was really good. I got really, really far at Gen Con. I think I went like 5-3. I was one win short of going to the semifinals. But I ran into some folks that were really good in their own rights. Fans keeping a live play dropped off a cliff. Netrunner died twice. The original version tried to be Cyberpunk competitor Magic, and then the LCG version. Ouch. Brutal. Used to play a lot of the other Wizards of the Coast game. Vampire the Masquerade. I had a friend in high school who played the Vampire card game. I think I tried it once. I didn't really get into it, but it seemed neat. Netrunner still exists, a thing you can buy. No players around? Okay. Vampires are in such a good format. Duel Links, I had Arrow Mage for NPC battles, Vampire deck for PvP. Oh, good. Oh, Mizra, you actually know what I'm talking about. That's great. That makes me happy. But yeah, it was a good time. I kind of miss that. I thought about... There were times I thought about getting into Magic after I graduated from college and L5R kind of fell off. But I never committed. The closest I ever came, I got the Duels of the Planeswalker games on Steam and Xbox. And I did actually play a lot of Magic on those. And you know what? I probably came this close. Because when they launched Magic Arena, after Duels of the Planeswalkers, I was gonna get into it. And it wouldn't run on my computer for some reason. And that was it. I think that was the last good chance I had to get into Magic. And a simple computer glitch kept me from that. And you know what? Probably better for it. Now I can put all that money into Warhammer 40K. Mostly play the RPG. I'm familiar with the card game. I never played the RPG. I had a lot of tabletop RPG friends, but we never did it. Oddish was the Scorpion player, so at least it wasn't the biggest asshole in the game. That's true, at least. That's true. If there was one clan everybody could look down on, including the Shadowlanders, it was the Scorpion. Wizards of the Coast are trying very hard to jump the shark. Something made you finally give up a Magic intrinsic flaw that can't be fixed. I was actually, I heard somewhere online that Magic is dealing with a big backlash right now. I didn't look into it, but apparently they did something recently that had players up in arms. Kind of curious what that is, if anybody has any insight. Yeah, I'm not, I'm curious what's going on right now, Manic. Because they decided to go all in on crossover stuff. Now every universe beyond set will be standard legal. Oh, so like, so now everybody has to get on the crossover stuff, huh? I honestly don't know which one you mean. Fans are in constant state of uproar. I was always more frustrated playing as Crane players, super fast honor victory. Yeah, I hated playing Crane because Shadowlanders were not good at dueling. They were always scary. I think it was Crane. I want to say it was Crane and Lion that gave me the most trouble. And that's because Lion had an interesting mix of really thick attackers and also dueling. So they had like two, like I could keep up with Lion players in a straight fight, but then they'd take out some of my big guys via duels, and it would just like my defense would just crumble. Now there's odds of you having to constantly see things from other series no matter what format you focus on. I've also been putting out some low effort gimmicky sets lately. Magic is like, I get it. I get why Magic basically turned into the CCG version of Fortnite. Like, I'm sure it made him a whole bunch of money, but seems like a tough thing to like sustain, you know? I never played Magic, but I do remember, because I was big on CCGs in the 90s because of the Star Wars card game, the one that Decipher put out, because I was a big collector of that. You know that, I've told you that 100 times. But I was paying attention to the CCG landscape back then, so I knew about what Magic was doing. And I remember when Magic shifted from doing just kind of arbitrarily themed sets like Arabian Nights and Ice Age and stuff to like story-based sets. I remember specifically when they did that, and I thought that was cool. I thought that was really neat. It wasn't enough to get me into Magic because I was already spending all my disposable income on Star Wars. But yeah. I had a detective set where every chaff creature was a detective, a cowboy set which had very little world building, in favor of showing as many old characters as it could. Latest set was a death race set where all the creatures and whatnot are focused on cars and drivers. That Sea Changer is huge and also prompted by L5R. I could see that. Because yeah, that was Legend of the Five Rings' big claim to fame, is everything in it was story driven. And they would actually, Legend of the Five Rings would actually allow the results of tournaments to influence their story. Like, their storylines would build to these big climactic battles, and then they would take whatever the winning faction of like a big tournament, and they would write them in as the winner of that climactic battle, and that would kind of change the landscape of everything. When I was playing during Gold and Diamond Edition, it was all about the heir. There were like 4 potential heirs to the throne, and basically whoever won Gen Con that year, whatever heir they were using in their deck would become the new Shogun, which was super cool. Magic, as I noticed, the upcoming set looks good after all the stupid IP and gimmick sets. That's the era many are nostalgic for, I bet, yeah. Very into Magic story for a long while. How that Jeff Grubb was writing a bunch of important novels for turning the lore into actual story is good at that. It's hard to find people who are good at that. Magic the Gathering story is crazier, more tangled than Kingdom Hearts at this point. Which is saying something. But yeah. Oh man. Well shit, now I need to get a new job so I can afford to get into all this stuff, chat. Not Magic, but not gonna buy myself a box of Ascension or anything until I'm gainfully employed once more. Jeff Grubb's a very good person to take a lot of disparate gaming lore nonsense and organize into something usable. All right, anyway, chat, we shouldn't spend too much time rambling tonight. I did miss last night, and I can't make up for that, but we can get to it tonight. So, let me remind you. Oh, I have to tell you something. I need to come clean about one thing before I talk about the schedule and stuff. Is Lodril High here? Because it's, I think it's going to be of particular interest to her. Good. Okay, cool. All right. I had a plan. I had a plan. Back in October, while I still had a job, I put in an order for an analog 3D, which is one of those fancy boutique systems that Analog makes. This one was for the Nintendo 64. That was gonna be my Nintendo 64 solution. Just like the AVS and the Super NT. That was how I was gonna stream Nintendo 64 stuff. It was supposed to ship Q1 of 2025. So my plan was I was gonna stay mum about it. I wasn't gonna remind anybody of anything. I was gonna stay quiet. When I got it, I was gonna test it, make sure everything worked, and if it did, as soon as we had a good spot in the schedule, I was just gonna spring Ocarina of Time on y'all. Like, that was gonna be the first thing that I did with it, just out of the blue, big surprise, woo-ha, it'll be great, right? I got an email yesterday from Analog that shipping has been delayed and I should have it by the end of July. So I figured instead of playing coy about this for the next 3+ months, I would just tell you. I would just come clean and let you know that this thing is on the way. And when I get it and confirm that everything works the way it should, we will play Ocarina of Time. It's just not going to be for a couple months. It'll be like after I come back from Japan, basically. So that's me being honest with y'all. That's me just putting it out there, okay? I promise I'll forgotten by then and be totally blindsided. No, I never forgot about I never forgot about it. After I mentioned it the first time, I wanted to stay quiet about it and make it a surprise for people, but it's gonna take so long that I figure that's kind of unfair to do to people. So this year, God willing, if it doesn't happen, it's not my fault this time, chat. My intent, my God's honest intent is to stream Ocarina of Time for y'all this year. So you can book it, you can ship it, you can engrave it upon your soul. As long as I get that system and it works the way it's supposed to. Because I have a collection of N64 cartridges. I don't need a flash card up front to do this. I have Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask gold cards. If it does what it says it's supposed to do, we'll do it. Skip straight to Grunt, you don't know what you're saying, buddy. You have just put your life in danger, my friend. Recant while you still can. You can book it when exactly? Summer, I hope. Assuming I get it, I'm gonna assume I'll get it around July. So, yeah, and I would imagine after I get it, we have to finish whatever I'm playing at the time. And these days, I'm big on the long ass RPGs. So, I mean, I have no idea what we're gonna be streaming in the summer. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, yeah. July, August is what I'm hoping for Ocarina. You know, when you assume you're an ass, how do you? I love that. I love that. I learned that from an episode of The Odd Couple that I used to watch on Nick at Night. Majora's Mask in October would be kick-ass. I'm already, God, it's only March and I'm already like stacking up ideas for Spooktober. Because we were talking about Scald against the Black Priory on Monday. That'd be an amazing October game. Majora's Mask apparently also would be, so who knows? Maybe I could fit them both in. Can't wait for Analog to make a Philips CD device. They made a, fuck. What was the Analog Duo? Was that their version of the TurboGrafx? PC Engine? Something like that? I mean, they're getting there. They're they're working on it. Philips would be rough though, because I think all those discs are just melting in storage. For some reason, whenever I see the fancy capitalized letters, I try to read the words. I was trying to figure out. Yeah. Yeah, there's actually a C at the top, the continue, which I'm actually gonna click right now, so we can get back to the video game. Once again, chat, I am sorry I missed last night. I really did want to stream because I'm really enjoying Wrath of the Righteous. But I was dead ass tired and I needed that sleep. I got a good like 9 or 10 hours of sleep last night and I felt renewed. I felt reinvigorated today. And that is why I am with you now for more Wrath of the Righteous. Quick schedule reminder, tomorrow night is the Power Hours, Saturday is the Power Hours, Friday is probably going to be one of our usual Friday features, either Weird Old Wheel or Creator Connect again. No stream on Sunday. And then we can come back to Wrath of the Righteous on Monday, but this being a democratic playthrough, that's going to depend on y'all. Y'all are gonna have to vote tonight whether or not you want this to continue or not. And Evil Lord Jesus Christ! The world's worst limbo player walks into a bar. That is high tier. I respect that one. I like that one a lot. All right, welcome back to Wrath of the Righteous. We are Dolok, mighty Dolok, chaotic, good would-be crusader. Came to this town to kill a whole bunch of demons, almost got killed himself, was present for the Lord of Locusts beheading the local dragon defender, fell into a chasm underneath the city, now palling around with Sela, the lawful good paladin, Camellia, the undetectable half-elf, Lan, the lawful neutral mongrel. We're in the shield maze right now, which actually turns out to be more of a cultist party palace than an actual maze. If we can clear this place out, the mongrels can get through here and return to the surface where they will probably be shunned by the locals, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Also, we have another would-be party member, I think, back in Mongrel Town who busted her leg. And then there is a kitty spider waifu somewhere in here who got real pissed at us because we decided to take the good and noble option instead of her underhanded, deceptive option. So we are most of the way through this. I got real excited, too excited on Monday, and we explored pretty much the entirety of the shield maze. There may be a boss up ahead. I don't know. We'll see, but I think we're gonna be done with this section pretty fast. It's like Dolok has already killed the stock for Krispy Kreme. I heard as 3 men walked into a bar, you think the third would duck. All right, here we go. Moving on.
Let us be off.
Let us be off, indeed. Yeah, this looks kind of bossy. Praise oh. Maybe don't praise him in that guy's presence. Here you are huddled together like a herd of animals, pitiful monsters, not human or demon. Even tieflings are less defective than you. What an asshole. What a jerk ass. So apparently the mongrels made it here already, but I, your master Sava Mekalech, can make you better, stronger. I can satisfy your hunger. Starvelings of the dark, submit to me. No, we're the descendants of Crusaders. Trusting a demon be a betrayal of their memory. Oh, and that's Hosilia. Hosilia is kind of the head of all the cultists around here. It was the next descendant of Crusaders who values old legends more than their life. They probably should have gotten out of the way of that. Beast, monsters, and human guys, reveal your true nature. This is the sweet, wholesome flesh of a righteous ASMR. That's how they used to pronounce ASMR. Eat, underground Crusaders. Eat the flesh of the Crusader from above. Find your true strength. Well, this is just horrible. You rush at the demon, but the air seems to grow thicker with every step. You feel like you're watching from underwater to see the mongrels fall to their knees one after another and crawl to the ASMR's body. You hear their fangs tearing through the flesh, you hear the sloshing of blood, you hear the formal mongrels snarl like animals fighting over the most tender and juicy bits of meat. ASMR, the angel equivalent to the devilly tieflings? Gotcha, okay. Somebody went and done gone fucked an angel, and that's what we got. Your companions writhe in agony. One clutches their head, another doubles over. You feel saliva pool in your mouth. The metallic tang awakens a hunger in you. The hunger turns to rage. This winged filth dares try to bind you to its will. It dares to tempt you with the sweet scent of meat, untainted by corruption. The wretch must die. Die! An angel grandparent, we're tieflings that fiend ancestors. Okay. Both called Nephilim in second edition, scraped by last bits of the OGL. Gotcha. Still, the clarity remains with you somewhere deep down beneath the veil of rage and anger. You sense the light trying to break through. Well, we're gonna seize the light hidden within us, because I'm not feeling the demon path right now. And blood just exploded out of my face. By sheer force of will, you master your rage, and almost in response, warmth suffuses you from within. Warmth and joy from a simple realization. You can win. You can save these people. The power of heaven bolsters and guides you. Its light breaks free, and enveloping the mongrels grants them the gift of blissful oblivion. Really? Lowering your gaze, you see a scarlet stain on your chest. The wound is reopened. Instead of blood pouring forth, you see only radiant light. I don't have guts anymore, chat. I have luminosity. I am finally grossly incandescent. Cool. The demon convulses in pain when the light reaches him. What are you? Destroy this vermin. Alright, he out. Hosilia points at you. He's already wounded. When do I kill? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Bitch, I have huge LEDs! When do I silently emerge into the shadows? I'm no longer a slave, Hosilia, but I'll gladly kill anyone who pokes their nose in where it doesn't belong. Oh, come on!
We will be victorious.
No. I hate it. All right, well, let's into the fray, this lady. Oh God, I'm gonna die. Death is certain. Here, drink that. You're gonna need it. What just happened? Almighty Savalamek, your faithful servant, invokes you now. Demons, protect your mistress.
We cannot be defeated.
Okay, well, she's already... Where is everybody? What's Camellia doing over there? What the fuck? Anyway, keep killing her. I'm wounded. Oh, and I'm not... Okay. I guess maybe we need to change some stuff up. Okay, cool. What the hell are you even doing? What is this? Oh, she's frightened. Okay, she's scared.
Forwards!
Okay, since I have control over myself again.
Into the fray.
Ah, don't make us kill her! It doesn't have to be this way, god damn it! Maybe it doesn't have to be this way.
Well, are you going to finish me off? It's not exactly unexpected.
No. No, we're not. Unless it's out of my hands. In which case, rip you.
What else are we supposed to do with you? You're not just a traitor, you're a monster. The young ones believed you.
Hug
and
it
you
out!
Lured them to a demon and watched them eat human flesh.
That is pretty damning.
I was trying to make them strong. What have you done for them? What were you doing while I was looking for ways to bring strength to our tribe? You're useless, Lan.
I led by example. I trained. I tried to become stronger so I could go to the surface and maybe do something worthwhile with my stupidly short life. And I will do it. I might be the one to bring our whole tribe to the surface. But you? Why would you want any power that turns you into a monster? These young guys and girls, they trusted you. And they were turned into mindless animals, ready to eat corpses at a demon's command.
Young guys and girls is a bit of a break with the tone of the game. It's not really the right terminology to use there. It feels a little out of time. Wendoag is just a fight in the original adventure.
I went through the same ritual as them, and I didn't become an animal. I conquered my anger. The anger that has been building and building in every one of us for decades. Unlike you, I have no intention of just lying down and politely accepting death. I will rise above all this, while you'll still be stuck with your pride, chewing on rats.
Young guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I can look at my chest. Bleeding deep wound on your chest is gone like it was never there in the first place. The skin is totally smooth and unmarred.
It's gone. It was just there and now it's gone. It's gotta be some kind of demonic trickery. You need to have a cleric look at that.
If he had been marked by the abyss, do you think some nobody priests
context.
will be able to help? No, the demons have branded this uplander. And judging by the smell of his blood pouring from his chest, the demons will be able to find him wherever he goes. And they'll find you too, Lan.
That has a lot of context. Best is a realm of infinite horror and unlimited danger. Vast chasms known the outer rifts wind through the surface of the outer sphere, where the outer rifts of the abyss open onto realms like Elysium or even heaven. They are the sites of eternal wars against the celestial races. Here the armies of good maintain permanent encampments along the edges of abyssal rifts and do their best to prevent the rifts' spread, for spreading is the correct word. The outer rifts are growing, albeit slowly. Scholars believe that this is a sure sign of the end of all things, that nothing can stop the growing dissolution of the outer sphere, and then at some time in the future, the abyss will consume it all. Worse, the outer rifts do not constrain themselves to the outer sphere. They can open elsewhere and have done so countless times before to consume entire worlds. The malevolent world wound in northern Avestan is but the latest to appear in the material plane, a rent in reality that even the full might of the nation of Mendev is unlikely to contain for long. The abyss is possessed of many layers strung together by the river Styx. Its inhabitants are demons, its rulers demon lords, who wrested control of the plane eons ago from the primordial Clippeth? So you've been serving Sava Meliketh the whole time?
Better to serve a strong master than to eke out an existence in a dark hole with no hope. I am of the Neathers. Our lives are short, but we are hardier than humans. I realized a long time ago that I was capable of more than this life offered. And I follow whomever is the strongest.
I thought you were better than that. I thought you were proud of your heritage, but you're willing to crawl on your belly before anyone who's even a little bit stronger than you. You're not a mongrel. You're a cave slug. You have no understanding of the meaning of family or tribe.
He's not wrong.
Oh, so now you think you know everything about me. You're one of the best hunters in the tribe. It benefited me to ingratiate myself with you. So I acted in a way that pleased you.
Why didn't you try to stop us from going inside the maze? You knew we might uncover your secret.
Savamelek is always in need of new servants. You'd make as good a servant as anyone else, and then... once you'd gone missing in the maze, not even the redoubtable Lan would have dared look for you.
But then why did you come with me to look for the sword?
So I could kill you quietly if you found it and stop you taking it to the village, you idiot. I would have told everyone that you got caught in a cave-in. But then the Uplanders showed up and I had to change my plans.
Wow, she is super evil. Aggressively evil. You said you went through the same ritual. Does that mean you ate human flesh too?
Yes. Priscilla found me in the caves. I was lost and hungry. And she offered me a choice. Die as a nobody, or live, and gain the power to change everything. Savamelek tore off a piece of an Azimar priestess's thigh. A big, juicy piece. More meat than I'd ever received in the tribe. That was the first time I knew what it was like to be happy. To have a full belly. I swore to myself that it would always be that way. Then the madness and rage took over. I came very close to turning into an animal, no better than the weaklings you saw in the maze. But I am strong. I mastered myself. I brought myself under control. I fell so that I could rise again.
You should have chosen death. Dying's better than living like that.
You're saying I should have died that day, Lamb. But then who would have listened to your feeble jokes? Who would have showed you the best caves for hunting? Who would have made you a man?
We didn't need to go there, but okay.
I would have been fine without all that. And without you. Your death will make the world a slightly better place, Wenduog.
Today's snack is Lunchables pizza because I had a craving. Nice. Can't spell Wenduag without ew. Gross, but cool. What'd your service to Hosilia entail?
Simple. I lured those I deemed worthy into the maze. To the rest, I told stories of the horrors of the maze, making them stay away. It all hung in the balance when the cave walls shuttered, and many of the young ones decided that the time of their great exodus had come. I had no doubt that Hosilla would dispatch a dozen young Neethers easily. But what would become of the maze if all the tribes poured in? So when Lan ran off looking for the Angel's sword, I went after him. Not to help him, but to make sure that the sword never reached Neathholm. It's a pity that you got involved and stopped me from killing him. But then again, the evening gong has not yet been struck.
I guess I really should have seen this coming when she said that she was the only one who was able to explore the maze and return, and then we got in here and found out it was actually a cultist clubhouse. The only way she could effectively do that is if she was one of them.
You sicken me.
Tell she's evil because she just cannot stop herself from monologuing about her evil plans and outlook. Yeah. All right. Well, our options are to ask her to join us, attack her, send her away, and send both of them away. I'm gonna kill her. This is inexcusable stuff. Like, I am all for like spider waifu, but Jesus fuck, man, she has crossed several lines here.
You're all bark and no bite. Farewell, Uplander. Next time I won't spare you.
Okay, well, she got away anyway, so we tried to do the right thing.
She's gone. But next time, she won't get away. Damn it, Wendu. Why'd you have to go and... Anyway, there's no point crying over spilt milk. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll bring the chief and the rest. I need to clear my head.
This dude's been through a lot today. Chief Sol appears flanked by mongrels. The journey has taken its toll on him. His breath is labored and the sweat is dripping from his bloated face. What's shish? There's Anivia. I'll be damned. Turns out old Holrun isn't as crazy as we all thought. There really were demons down here. I should have listened and sent a patrol down here. Damn it. Ah, Horgus Squirm. Horgus's lip curls in distaste and he tries to keep his distance from the unconscious mongrels. Anivia has a leg. Better than yesterday, worse than the day before. I'm not gonna die, don't worry. This place must be burned with holy flame. Place is overrun with demons, but that's not the worst part. Wendoag, she's been working for the demons all this time, luring the young, strong mongrels into the maze. We might still be able to save these ones. They can't get any stupider, that's for sure. But they might be meaner than they were before. I suppose all teenagers are monsters in their own way. Not wrong. Sol laughs, but it comes out as a rasp. Ah, Lan. We don't waste words on people who don't listen to the tribe. You act the fool, you suffer the consequences. Wendoag, how could she? She deceived them and then she left. What's become of us? Chin up, Chief. The kids you rescued are safe now. The demons are gone and the traitor's been dealt with. All's well that ends well, I say. I'm gonna skip this one because I don't really feel like giving Anivia any grief over this. I'm gonna skip this one because they can do what they want. It's time to get out of here. Put the can art for Chief Sol in the disco. Oh, cool, thanks. Had a weird thought because CRPG, now Fallout 1 and 2 are getting the fan first-person remake. Why not make Fallout 3 in New Vegas the Fallout 1 and 2 style? That would be really cool. I think I might actually enjoy them more if they did that. Because I am huge fan of the original Fallout 1 and 2. Chief, I think I'm going to lead our visitors to the surface. I'm going to keep going. Something interesting is happening out there in the world. Maybe it's my chance to do something more useful than skinning cave rats. Sol heaves a sigh. You never were one of us. You always looked up. You think I don't see these things. Our life is not for you. You must go. But where? Where is the way out? Beats me. These beasts got down here somehow. Lan searches Osilla's body and shows you some papers and a key. I don't know what these documents are, but I'm sure this key will come in handy. Nivia's eyes quickly skim over the letter and she passes it to you. Oh, nice. We can actually read the letter. Savamelik, this is my last warning. You need to act discreetly without attracting any more attention than you already have. People are already talking about the strange disappearances of Canabras's most righteous men. Keep below ground, nurture your mongrel pets, and wait patiently. The call to battle will soon come, and it'll be loud and clear even down there in the catacombs. Gather your warriors immediately after that. Bring them to the surface and lead them to the Tower of Estrad. This tower will be my final dagger, and I shall plunge it in the guts of Canabras. Our vicious servant Faxon made the tower his base of operations several months ago, taking command over the Templar forces in Canabras while the Grand Master was distracted by their matters. Faxon has already gathered a stash of weapons, potions, and other useful supplies, which he will gladly share with you if needed. If he behaves himself, you two should combine your forces. If not, just take his stupid little head off his shoulders and take command yourself. Mistress Minango. There's cheeky sons of... This is all the information on the cultists in the city. Their meeting places, passwords, their secret hideouts. I think we should show this to whoever's in charge of Canabras right now. As soon as we get back to the surface, we'll find out what's what. Cool. All right. What do we got going on here? Let's check Hosilia's rib cage. We got an unidentified glaive. Can I take this stuff? Yes. Good. Good. How y'all doing? Maybe it's our time to go up. Wonder what's like up there. Well, maybe if you hadn't been eating human flesh, we could have done something for you, but yeah. Last, we're getting out of these filthy caves. Want to head up? Yeah, let's head up. Oh, good. Sewers. Exactly where I want to be after that. All right, let's save. Wait, what did I just save as? Oh no, we don't need to do that. I want a new save. I want less terrible. All right, we're going upstairs. So Rogue Trader's on Game Pass. I'm hesitant to play with a controller. I've heard it's not great on a controller. Okay, so we could take some more armor, but I don't give a shit. We'll leave it, because we're already almost completely over encumbered. Hopefully we can sell this stuff soon, straight away.
While the survivors wander the dungeons, the battle on the surface rages on. The warriors of Canabras are trying to defend the Wardstone, but their strength is flagging. Their resistance is valiant, yet it will all be in vain if no one rises up to turn the tide.
So we've been underground for like a full day. So this is a serious war going on up here. Surface. Finally, I miss the fresh air so much. We can go upstairs. Let's loot some more stuff.
Follow me.
Never get to rebuild. Oh yeah, that's a good point because I use a lot of potions. Rearrange this stuff a bit. There we go. Pick up that ARPG I linked? No. In Discord? I've bought enough stuff for this sale. I got plenty to play on top of Wrath of the Righteous. Luther and Elixir 6 are pretty quick. Okay, whoever that dude is seems pretty cool. Oh, damn. You're making guys explode. Oh, was it Inquisitor Martyr? Yeah, I already have that. Arabet. Oh, shit. Is that an... Hang on. Is this an orc paladin? Half orc before you wearing armor during the Omide's golden swords is clearly exhausted. She obviously hadn't gotten much sleep over the last few days. There's soot on her face and fresh blood on her sword. Her hazel eyes are hard and focused, and her firm voice sounds accustomed to giving orders. She sizes you up, surprised, judging whether you're a friend or foe, and opens her mouth to ask you something, but freezes when she spots a Nevia. Yay! Hug time.
By the goddess, Nevi, I'd almost lost all hope.
Oh, is this her wife? She mentioned her wife last time.
Everything's fine, Beth. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, must be.
This here's a new friend.
Must
He
be.
rounded up those of us who survived the fall and led us up to the surface. Without him, we'd never have made it out.
Excellent.
Let me introduce you to my wife, Arabeth Tirabade, head of the Eagle Watch.
Until the army arrives, I'm the temporary warden of Canabras. And you're just in time. As you can see, we're in the middle of a battle. And thank you for getting Anevia out of there.
Their relationship made a lot of assholes angry when AP came out. Good. They can suck it. Where are we?
The Grey Garrison. Until recently, it served as barracks for the Crusaders, but it's now been taken over by cultists.
What is the target of this battle?
When the demons attacked the city, their main target was the Wardstone. I trust I don't have to explain to you what the Wardstone is and how important it is to the Crusaders. We must retake it at any cost, or the fall of Canabras will be the beginning of the end of the Crusades, and with them, the rest of the world.
The Mendevian Crusades. In 4433, Erodin defeated a cult dedicated to the demon lord Discari, making the north of Avestan safe from demonic influence. However, this protection ended with Erodin's death in 4606. Same year, the world wound was opened by the witch Arilu Vorlesh, working in conjunction with their demonic patron Discari. Demons poured out and overran the barbarian nation of Sarkoris. The world wound was not large at first, but soon abruptly expanded. As it kept growing, it came to be seen as a threat to the entire world. The remaining clerics of Erodin and the clerics of his follower Iomedae took it upon themselves to defeat the demon and seal the world wound. Answering their call, thousands of pilgrim crusaders flooded up the river road and into Mendev, the nearest neighboring kingdom of former Sarkoris. Thus the Mendevian Crusades were born. Okay, it's crusades, but for a good reason this time. Is this woke? I can't tell if it's a real fantasy setting. There might be some woke in here. Chat, is it woke to stop demons from overrunning the planet and killing all of humanity? Erodin was the god of humanity, mysteriously died about a century ago.
I see that you had a difficult journey to the surface. You need to rest. But there's a lot riding on this battle. I have no right to command you, but I'm asking you to help us.
It's woke to do it while being queer. I have important information about the location of a cultist den.
Very good. Report to me in full when we get back to the Defender's Heart. It's our temporary headquarters. Right now, the most dangerous cultists are here. The ones occupying the Grey Garrison.
Aren't we killing the demons in real life? I think that might be an inevitability. Met some mongrels who live beneath Canabras. This is land.
Most people in Canabras think that the children of the first Crusaders are simply a legend. Other people say that the day you emerge on the surface heralds the start of the end of the world. I'm not superstitious, but the situation is apocalyptic, all right. Having a living legend on our side can't hurt.
Oh.
Come on, living legend? A walking folktale, maybe? I just need to make sure I don't turn into a running joke.
Nice. What's the situation in the city?
The city's gone. Most of the defenders, including the dragon Terendelev, fell in the first few hours.
Yeah, I was there for that.
Civilians either fled or died in the chaos. The place is overrun with cultists and demons.
I was there for that. That was a real gut punch.
Don't talk like that. Canabras hasn't fallen. Not while it still has defenders like you and me.
Sweet words don't change the grim truth.
Nobody's talking to you.
No, she's right. Thank you, Knight. Until we no longer have the strength to hold a weapon, until Iomedae abandons us, we will fight for Canabras.
Iomedae. Long I. Iomedae. Tell me about the Wardstone. Why is it so important? It's an idiot response, but I'm gonna click it anyway so we get some context.
The Wardstones are a gift of Iomedae. Created personally by her herald, a mighty angel, and a general of the celestial armies. The Wardstones keep the world wound from expanding. They stand along the border of the territory controlled by the demons, creating a barrier to keep them inside.
Iomedae. Yeah, there we go.
Obelisk was the first to be placed. It is the key to the whole barrier. We cannot leave it in the hands of those monsters from the abyss.
A herald is a deity's favored servant who acts as a messenger and emissary throughout the planes. While not necessarily the most powerful of the deity's servants, heralds embody fundamental elements of a god's faith and philosophies and thus prove particularly suited to interactions with mortal worshippers. Iomedae's herald, the hand of the inheritor, is a warrior angel always ready to answer Iomedae's call whenever she must directly intervene on Galarian. With his angelic speed and might, he leads a charge from the... Okay. Cool, dude. How'd the Wardstone end up at the Grey Garrison?
The demons have long laid siege to Canabris, but this time, their lord Dascari appeared in the flesh. He ripped the Wardstone from the ground and hurled it halfway across the city to here. I thought the stone was destroyed, but it seems all is not lost yet. Dascari has gone, but the Wardstone is surrounded by a horde of those creatures. What are they going to do to it? Nothing good, that's for certain.
That's interesting that Dascari was able to get a hold of the Wardstone, but didn't actually destroy it. Larger than an elephant, this towering insectile nightmare wields a scythe made of bone. His wings are swarms of biting flies, and his inhuman eyes glitter with cruel intelligence. Dascari, demon lord of chasms, infestations, and locusts, is believed by many scholars to be the usher of the apocalypse. He carved his realm from the raw matter of the abyss using the great scythe Rift Carver, a weapon he crafted from the remains of the strange creature his father, Pazuzu, mated with tens of thousands of years ago. Demons are fucked up, man. Dascari and his cult long plagued the northern nation of Sarkoris, where his cultists were eventually driven into the Lake of Mists and Veils by a rodent. Yet upon a rodent's death, Dascari's influence on Galarian ripened and burst, transforming Sarkoris into a demon-haunted world wound. Gross. He also owns an electric car company.
But how did he do that? He's a demon. The Wardstone should have burned his filthy hide.
It should have. But what happened, happened. We don't know why.
Okay. So maybe he couldn't stick around it long enough to smash it, but maybe he could yeet it. Let's not waste any time. To battle!
That's the spirit. You, take a Navia to the rear. The rest of you with me.
I'm not prepared for this.
I don't know if you could hear Horgus Gorm mumbling there, but he's like, stupid locust. Your labored breathing interspersed with disgruntled muttering. Horgus is holding his rapier hilt in a white-knuckled grip. A bead of sweat trickles down from his temple.
Lord Horgus Gorm, forgive me. I did not realize we had civilians among us. My people will escort you somewhere safe. To the extent that anywhere in Canabris can be said to be safe right now.
Worm yourself on out of here.
That's right. Fighting spirit is the one thing that
Cornered
we've got
Gorman
plenty
away.
of. Actual fighting power, that's not so great. Fighting know-how, even worse. But fighting spirit, at least we're rich in that.
Lan is really growing on me.
For Iomedae! For the Queen! Kill the beast!
Cool, okay. Great. Who's this? Sheer. Sheer had a masterwork Bardiche. Well, everything is indeed less terrible. Are there any other cool stuff around here? Lan is the Sokka.
Charge!
Uh-oh. Fighty time.
The light.
Holy Jesus. They're blocking the door. Perfect. Well done. Excellent. Good job, everybody. I always believed in you. The party is overloaded and cannot travel. God damn it. What do we got? You know, I probably don't need to be carrying around 200 pounds of chain shirts. Just a thought. Wait, was that not... Okay. Okay, there we go. What's this? You should probably lockpick that.
I am helpful, am I not?
March on.
Ooh, shinies. Here's a bunch of stuff. Buy them all together and make a portable chain shirt bridge. Would that be your stone? Hey, I know you. So you're one of these cultists? How's it going, pal? Want to join? You lot will all be dead soon, but we'll be alive. I can't. Come on, leave these losers. The Crusades are over. Soon the demons will rule the whole world. And I'm sure everyone will be much better off with them. He's thinking about it. Hey, here goes nothing. All hell Baphomet.
Save the last one for me.
Okay, that's a lot of people. That is just a shitload of people. Well, yeah, let's start with these, I guess. Where are you going? No. You should probably stick with the people who are over on this side. Yeah, get him. Ooh, nice and gushy. Alright, run over and get those people. Character stealers attack while they were flat-footed. Creature's flat-footed when it doesn't expect an attack. Loses the dexterity bonus to AC and becomes vulnerable to sneak attacks. Okay. During the first round of every combat, every creature is flat-footed until it has turned to act according to its initiative. Ah, interesting. Okay. Excellent. Oh, they're just going. All right, well, we're going for it.
Let me draw the first blood.
Glory without risk.
Maybe the Crusaders should reconsider just hiring anyone who shows up wanting to get near demons or whatever.
You are today's sacrifice.
Boom! Okay, apparently we're still not done. How much does this shit weigh? Maybe I'll just stop taking armor. Armor doesn't seem to be very efficient in terms of weight.
Onwards.
Okay, they're going upstairs. Let's see. Can I open any of these doors? Nope, they're locked. How does Pathfinder handle magic weapons? Same +1. I don't know. I'm not sure I actually have any magical weapons at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of... Yeah, don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need those. Don't need those. Carry the other crap. This is heavy shield and yeah, longsword stuff things.
Let's move.
Stairs are severely damaged. His way is impassable. It's impossible.
Rely on me.
That wasn't terribly effective, but
I
whatever.
will help where I can.
Follow me.
Follow me. Leave it. Well, we ain't going back that way. We forge ahead.
What's this?
Oh my god, what the hell?
Just in time. The place is a bit of a mess, and I haven't even poured the blood into the goblets yet. Why don't you... Oh,
The face of this demoness could be called pretty if it had eyes. Her mouth slowly widens into a smug grin.
what an unexpected surprise. Staunton, my little sweetheart. Long time no see. I've missed you so much. Have you missed me? Admit it. You missed me terribly.
Big chthonic cult vibes.
You again, you wench!
Aged dwarf from Erebus, troop silent up till now, spits on the floor, his hardened, craggy faith like storm-weathered stone, twists as if in pain.
Minago, the one who... Be careful. She's one of the deadliest creatures in the whole demon horde. She was once responsible for a massacre in Canabras. She must be back to finish what she started.
The powerful Lilitu Minago is one of the demons whose names in Mendev are always spoken with a curse. She's the author of two of the most horrific atrocities in the history of the Crusades. The fall of Dresden and the Red Morning Massacre of Canabras. Okay. Hey, demon woman, what's wrong with your face?
How rude. You're one to talk, mortal, with a face that even a mother would loathe.
Brutal.
Staunton, sweetie. You're not going to let your friends speak to me like that, are you?
I performed an action that was chaotic.
That wench? She's the one who led me astray. She's the reason my life has gone to the abyss. She's the reason why Dresden fell.
Founded as a city fortress during the hubris of the First Mendevian Crusade, Dresden was overtaken by the demonic hordes of the World Wound. It now stands as a demonic monument to the foolish naivete of those early crusaders.
Oh my, like butter wouldn't melt. What I remember is how eagerly you would run to our trysts, how you begged to see me again, how you promised you'd do anything I asked. By your own free will, you said this. And now you claim that Dresden fell because of me. No, no, my dear. That was entirely your own doing.
I'll beat your lying lips into your filthy throat!
Charity ain't got no eyes. Have no lips either.
Now, Staunton, don't say things like that. Not about these lips, the ones you kissed so sweetly. Staunton, dearest, don't you love me anymore? Remember how good we were together? I was so hoping that we could patch things up.
I wonder if these other cultists are like, what the fuck is going on? Can we just start murdering people, please?
I'll kill you!
That's the spirit.
We are the light
Okay, well, shit.
by the darkness.
We got an what? Abracandaloo. Dretches, neophytes, whatever, man.
Strike with all
Get
your
'em!
might.
Oh, they got him. Yeah, I saw that. Met the enemy Abracandaloo possesses a damage reduction ability. It did not save them. They explode like everyone else. Oh, let's just find a hot dog. You can't talk about Staunton like that.
March on.
Lots of people are mad at, have way better things to do with the time to let a PC out. Okay. Alright, we good? We're good. Great. Lore.
I hope you appreciate
Unholy
this.
symbol of Discari, the demon lord who attacked Canabra is drawn in human blood.
The monk.
They sure did eat that stone, didn't they? As soon as you step into the chamber, your vision seems to darken and your knees buckle. You struggle to keep your balance. The air in here is laden with the power coming from the stone. Suddenly, your head is filled with voices, screaming, whispering, cackling, threatening voices pleading for help, shrieking curses and taunts. You blink and the illusion passes.
Congratulations. You made it all the way here. This is it. Your precious ward stone. Well, what are you planning to do now, I could kill you where you stand, but wouldn't it be nice if you could die in battle like heroes? No. I want you to die in despair, scrabbling around like rats in the blighted ruins of your city, blind and broken, your flesh scabbed and seeping, and every moment knowing precisely what was done to you.
I'm having trouble meeting the right kind of women in this game.
Sounds terrifying. Except that's how we've been living for generations.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
There isn't a soul that can resist the temptations of the abyss. Even a stone can be turned. I'm not joking. Your precious ward stone, weakened from the injury inflicted by Discari, has almost succumbed to my charms. Soon the whole barrier around the world wound, the gift of your useless goddess, will be a weapon of the abyss. Just a little more and boom.
At least she's having a good time with it.
Every city with one of these eyesores stuck in the middle of it, from Canabras to Nerosian, will turn into smoking craters, and all the mortals into red sludge beneath our hooves.
I'm guessing we're gonna stop her from doing this, but this would be a hell of a thing to start the game with. Like, the bad guys just turning all of these ward stones into bombs and destroying all the major settlements. Enjoy what you do and you'll never work a day in your life.
So you have a choice. Especially you, my pet. Kiss me on my dainty hoof. Pledge your loyalty to Baphomet. And when the world falls, its ruins shall be yours.
think we're gonna have to kill this evil lady. Yay! I don't need to ask who she is. I don't need to ask what you're doing. I'm gonna tell you to shut your filthy mouth, scum.
Make me. One of the sweetest spoils of war is gloating over your broken and humiliated enemy. You want to deny me that pleasure?
Yes, I do actually. Feel a sudden rush of wild rage, and with it comes a feeling of monstrous, unbridled, destructive power. It is like the power you felt in the shield maze when you're confronting Sava Meliketh, but now it feels more fully fledged, more conscious. You can succumb to the rage. It's an evil act requiring the demon mythic pack. I'm not gonna do that. Hey there, what I missed since last year. We made it up out of the shield maze. It turns out that Spider Waifu is like evil, like irredeemably evil. We tried to kill her and she scampered off. We made it back up into the city. We met one of our the wife of one of our companions. She's a half-orc paladin. And now we're trying to stop a demon lady with no eyes from nuking all of humanity. We're gonna tag her.
Yet another obstacle. We can do it!
Maybe. Maybe we can do it. I hope we can do it. We're all encumbered now. I guess they have one of them their encumbrance spells. Oh my Jesus Christ!
Unexpected.
Here, you. Okay.
That's it. I'm tired of
All right,
playing
pissed her
around
off.
now. You want to know what will happen when I'm done with the ward stone? Here's a little demonstration.
The demoness whispers a spell and a wave of darkness sweeps through the chamber. Your companions wince in pain, but is nothing compared to what you feel. Thousands of voices once again burst into your mind, drowning you in their moans, screams, and sobs. Pain rocks through your skull. Your evil spells won't stop a righteous army.
Iomade is with us!
I performed an action that was good.
Yes, yes. Keep telling yourself that.
The roar of voices blends in an unbearable wall of screaming. Your vision goes dark.
We cannot be defeated!
I hope not.
Into the fray!
Oh. Something just happened. Yeah, I really wish he'd stop tempting fate like that. We cannot be defeated seconds before defeat.
Praise Iomade, you woke up. Healing your wounds was easy, but you were unconscious for so long, I was starting to worry we'd lost you.
What happened?
We couldn't stand up to the demoness. Her spells were too strong. It's all right. We'll handle it somehow. You blacked out, but Staunton and I managed to get you here to the Defender's Heart. It used to be a tavern, but now it's our headquarters. We're gathering our forces here, and we're preparing to strike back.
All right, these are like the same dialogue options we had before. I found a cultist dispatch.
Demons have been filling Canabras with their spies and infiltrators for a long time. Unfortunately, I don't have enough people to attack the place right now, at least not blindly. I'd be grateful if you snuck in there and scouted out the situation. But just scouting. Don't be a hero.
So what's going on in the city now?
Bad, but not hopeless. We're constantly getting news, and new sources of resistance keep springing up in the districts where everyone seemed to be dead. The survivors are gathering here. You should see them. Their faces, their eyes burning with determination. The city is destroyed, but our resistance is not broken. We will keep fighting.
What do you plan to do next?
You heard what the demon said. They're going to desecrate the Ward Stone and blow up the whole barrier around the World Wound. That would be an even worse disaster than the World Wound's expansion before the Second Crusade. Not only Canabris, but every city with the Ward Stone will be destroyed, including the capital. We can't allow that no matter what. We will retake it, even destroy it if we must. Iomede's gift must not become a weapon of the Abyss.
All right. Idiot question, but yeah.
The Ward Stones are a gift of Iomede. Created personally by her herald.
Oh, okay. That's the exact same thing she said before.
Celestial armies.
Bluzas, thank you so much for the raid. You love gold. I'm touched. Good evening, friends.
First of all, we need to decide what to do with.
Welcome in. We're on night 2 of Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. Pretty cool game. I'm enjoying it. I just got my ass kicked.
A blind elf calling himself
Very excited.
Storyteller.
Good evening, Bluzes. Good evening, Yonkage. Good evening, Frater Anatis. Hope you're all doing well.
Even before the demon attack, he had found some damage or flaw in the stone.
Okay, sorry, I was rambling while she was giving important exposition. Gotta decide what to do with the stone once we get to it. Traveler came, blind elf calling himself a storyteller. Okay, that guy must be important. Be right back. No worries, Blue Zest. Thank you so much for that raid. I appreciate it.
Prelate Hulrune dismissed his words as nonsense, borderline blasphemy.
Blasphemy?
But between you and me, the prelate's opinion isn't worth much. I think the storyteller knew what he was talking about. We could use his advice right now, if only we knew where he was. I remember the storyteller spent a lot of time talking to Staunton, a dwarf from my unit. You saw him during the demon attack.
Oh, I heard everything about Staunton.
The history of the Crusades. Maybe the storyteller told Staunton something about where we could find him if anything happened.
I know way too much about Staunton now, more than I ever wanted to know. So the storyteller was also in Kingmaker? Okay. I didn't get far enough in Kingmaker to say, but it'd be interesting. Also be interesting if the storyteller was some kind of like stand-in for like the like game master. Who is Staunton the dwarf? What fucked the demon? He was eyeless demon lady's boy toy, and apparently the reason that the city of Dresden fell. So I'm sure he's not too keen on that.
There's another problem. After the attack, the demons began to gather their forces at the Grey Garrison. It'll be even harder to take them with a head-on assault. But I once heard soldiers talking about a secret entrance to the garrison. Trouble is, I have no idea where to look for it. While you explore the city, please keep your eyes open, in case you find something we can use.
Okay.
And one last thing. The Eagle Watch has lost a lot of soldiers recently. Some were killed, but others simply haven't been seen since the attack. In the chaos that is now Canabris, it's next to impossible to confirm anything for sure. One of the missing fighters is Janna Aldori, a new recruit in the Watch. She got along well with Sela, and she often went drinking with her. I honestly thought Sela and Janna had died together. But now Sela's returned with you, and there's no sign of Janna. If you learn anything of her whereabouts when you're out in the city, please report back.
Okay. Everything is clear.
May the goddess help you. We're still fighting, which means that Canabris still hasn't fallen. If you come across any groups in the city that can fight, send them here to the Defender's Heart. We'll need every fighter we can muster for the final assault.
Okay.
Yes, one more thing.
Oh, God.
If you're in the area, check out this address.
One more thing.
It's our house. Mine and Anevia's. Well, it was our house. If the building is still standing, open the hidden compartment in the kitchen. It's filled with supplies for a rainy day. You can take whatever you find. You have more need of it.
Cool. I can ransack her house. Imagine being in bed in a fantasy paladin and starts telling you the world is fucked, really still cozy anymore. I can rest if I need to. I have a personal chest. Nice. Good. I've got a pile of unidentified stuff in here. I'm gonna take it all. You received the item helmet that no one in your party was able to identify. Learn the properties of magic item. You need to identify it. Once the item is added to your inventory, the character with the highest knowledge arcana bonus will make a knowledge automatically identify items at vendors. Okay. Cool. I need a vendor. There's a Nevia. Hey, wait. Might have a bend your ear about something? She's doing the thing for the portrait, chat. She's doing the thing for the portrait. So here's the first and most important thing. Beth gave you a crucial mission. I get that, and I know you'll get the job done. I saw you in action. But here's the rub. By sending you out on an errand, we're weakening our defenses here. If they come at us while we're gone, I don't know if we'll be able to fight them off. Do you want me to stay here and guard the tavern? You what? No! Your task is far too important. You can't just hole up here all cozy-like waiting for these demons to knock on the door. We need to take the fight to them. If those freaks try to make a move on this place, Beth will send a runner to get you. If that happens, you leg it back here, all right? Because if you don't, you'll be coming back to an ash pile. Got it? Okay. I think I see how this is gonna go. Everything seems clear so far. What else do you wish to discuss? So the rift that damn beetle left with its side? Yeah, well, it cut the city into two, and it's kind of difficult to get across. My scouts tell me there's a halfway decent place to set up a crossing in Market Square, not that any of them tried to make it, tried it to make sure. We've got a mind to go across, and I think you're gonna have to eventually. You might want to give the square once over. When do you think the demons will attack next? Your guess is as good as mine. It might not be here. They could attack the whole damn city. Those vermin know they've lost the upper hand, that we're going to push back hard. If things kick off here, you should know. After they attack, some things can be changed beyond recognition. So if you got any business that needs taken care of, you better do it soon. Thanks for the warning. Later. Okay, so... To mention Rogue Trader again, as I am wont to do, one of the things you get to do in Rogue Trader is manage colonies. As Rogue Trader, you manage the colonies on several different planets, and at times they may be attacked or have a special event happen that you need to go back and handle. Sounds like this tavern is going to be our version of that in this game. Like, we're actually going to have to put in the effort to keep this place safe. Yeah, clearly stating there's a point of no return. Yeah, they did a lot of that in Rogue Trader as well. They like, if there was something you couldn't return to, they would all but say it straight to your face. Alcat likes their side systems. We have to manage something. Honestly, I think it really adds something to RPGs like this. You know, it's a big part of the appeal of an RPG to me is like growing your character, you know, seeing them become more powerful, gain new equipment, gain new skills and stuff. But like growing a settlement or a tavern or a castle or a stronghold or a hideout or something can be just as gratifying. And I think they go really well together. Like, clearly you do that in this, you do it in Rogue Trader, you do it in Pillars of Eternity. Like, it really adds something. It's nice. The Zoomy skill got cat a bab and speed bonus. Separate cat. Staunton! My man. The dwarf resembles an abandoned citadel, one whose high, crumbling walls are still holding fast, but whose empty, lightless windows make it clear that all inside is dead. Holy shit. That's an amazing description for a character. Like, that's an all-time great right there. I love that. Oh, it's you. Good work back there in the Grey Garrison. Named Staunton Vane, if you heard rumors about me. His face, which looks like it's never known anything as carefree as a smile, grimaces. Just so you know, everything people say about me is true. Didn't realize Avowed was in the Pillars of Eternity universe until I got a book in the game called The Pillars of Eternity. What do people say about you? They say I'm a traitor, as bad as Arilu Vorleth. That I'm a disgrace, even among the ranks of the condemned. The Queen Galfrey should never have spared me, that I belong on the gallows. The condemned is a military unit made of petty criminals conscripted as disposable soldiers and frontline fodder in the Mendevian Crusades. I ain't reading all that. Okay. Leader of the Crusades and shit. Got it. Why do they hate you so much? Really don't know. I'm the reason why the Crusade forces are holed up in fortresses on the edge of the world wound instead of bringing the fight to the demons. We used to have a foothold in the wound, the mighty unassailable city of Dresden. We used to have it until it fell, all because of my stupidity. I gave the enemy our main citadel. I was tried. They wanted to execute me, and rightly so, but the queen intervened. She said that I should live and fight in order to undo what I had done. So that's how I live. Decade after decade, fighting in the condemned. As you can see, I have fixed nothing, and I've earned no one's forgiveness. Are you going to spit in my face, too? Wouldn't surprise me. So we've got a spit in Staun's face. We've got good. I hope you earn forgiveness. Lawful. You keep living and fighting with no hope of anything better, because that's what the queen ordered you to do. There's honor in that. Chaotic. You were given the chance to live, so live, and stop blaming others for what you've made of your life. Evil. Spit on him, and it's not my place to judge you. Knows what I would have done in your shoes. I like the chaotic option. We're going with that. Do you think you were the first to come with me sermons? He shrugs. Whatever, man. How? Okay, I'm really curious about this. Whole city fell because of you? How's that possible? What do you mean, how? If you don't trust the word of a condemned, go ask somebody else, like my brother, Joran. If you still don't believe it, what's to me? But if you're about to ask me to recount the story of my disgrace from the south for the 1,000th time, don't. You really don't have any friends. I couldn't have survived this long if I was completely alone. Joran, my little brother, he keeps me going. He's never abandoned me. Everyone else shies away from me like they might catch what I've got. Even fighters in the condemned console themselves by thinking, I got stripped of my rank. But at least I'm not Staunton. Commander Tirabade seems to be the only person in the whole army who remembers that I'm a soldier, not a drudge. She has no qualms about taking me to battle. She's had some mud flung at her in the past, or so I hear. That's why she tries to keep an open mind about people. No surprise that she's the only one to hold on to her sense of reason in this farce. So many years in the condemned. Surely you paid your penance by now. That's not up to me to decide. My life's in the Queen's hands. The condemned isn't the worst part. All these years I've prayed to Torag for forgiveness. Countless times I've gone to his priest. Countless times I've kneeled before his altar. If only the father of dwarven kind would answer my prayers just once. Not to restore what I've lost, but just to tell me that I am still one of his children. But it seems he doesn't give a damn about me. What can I expect from mere mortals when my own god doesn't think I deserve redemption? Torag's the father of creation, stoic, serious dwarven god of the forest, protection, strategy, values, honor, planning, well-made steel. He is often distant deity, lending magical power to his clerics, leaving his followers to make their own way through life. Okay. I need to talk to the elf who calls himself the storyteller. You know where I can find him? Storyteller. Strange old fellow, that one. He used to sit with me for hours, asking about all sorts of things. He never offered judgment or comfort, he just listened. At first, I wanted him and his questions as far away from me as possible, but later I realized that talking to him did ease my burden a little. I hope he is alive and well. He's completely blind and feeble, too, so if he's alone in the city, well, you probably know what that means. I do know one place where he might be. Look for him in the Black Wing. It's a library. Here, I'll show you where it is on the map. I don't know what use a library is to a blind elf, but he loved the place. He would sit there day and night. Gots to go! Alright, so let's check real quick. The journal. Oh, I forgot to throw a dart at the target in the city. Damn it. No, I'm never getting that done. Where are we on this? Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Yeah, let's get rid of complete quest. That's fine. Alright. Grim family secrets. We gotta talk to Horgus. We showed Irbeth the dispatch. We gotta scout out the Tower of Estrad. We gotta find the storyteller at Blackwing Library. Gather allies for the attack on the Great Garrison. Be prepared. We gotta find Janna. And we gotta find a way to cross the city. Cool, got it. Scuffed run, start over. Engineer god with bad people skills mostly wants to build things. Camellia, how you doing? Looks you're ever pensively toying with the snake-shaped bone amulet that dangles from her pale neck. Noticing your glance, she flashed you a cold, barely there smile. Greetings. It seems for a moment that she wants to say something else, but the pause grows too long and she slips back into cautious silence. Kind of wish CRPGs let you say thank you more to people. I feel like Staunton deserves that much, not just I have to go. That's a good point. That is a good point. All your partings just seem to be like, yeah, later. Tell me about yourself. You want to know more about me than you already do? Why? I talk to the spirits of this tormented land and they guide me in battle. I'll help you fight the demons, and I swear that you can rely on me in this matter. Isn't that sufficient? Where'd you learn to wield a rapier so well? I had good teachers, although they don't get all the credit. I'm a most diligent student. Your amulet is quite unusual. Where'd you get it? Ah, my little trinket. So nice of you to notice, but I assure you this amulet is nothing but a bauble. Can a lady not be drawn to beautiful, useless things? You're much more relaxed during combat. Your battle cries are uninhibited. She blushes and lowers her eyes. So you've noticed. To be honest, I find it embarrassing. You see, being a shaman means having spirits of battle as my ever-present companions. In the heat of combat, they become rather vocal. Anyway, as much as I enjoy our delightful conversations, the spirits are calling me and I must respond. Please excuse me. Okay. Horgus Gwyrm! 1,000 gold coins for you, just as promised. You helped me get back to the surface, and I duly paid you for escorting me. Horgus Gwyrm always keeps his word. Now, speaking of our future cooperation. What's up, John Dar? It's going good. Happy to be doing another night of Wrath of the Righteous. I am really enjoying this game. I know, he actually paid. It's crazy. Horgus looks at you with unvarnished disapproval, his arms folded across his chest, his foot tapping impatiently. I have a job that would be perfect for someone like you. Naturally, I'll pay generously for your services. What do you mean, a job for someone like me? For an adventurer ready to sell their soul for booze and then lie down drunk in the gutter. Or do you think you're somehow different? A traveling knight, perhaps, noble of heart, but without a coin to your name? I mean, he's got me pegged there. Horgus sized you up critically in the size and shrugs. You seem a reliable enough ally to me. You did get me out of those mongrel caves, so why should I care what you do with my money once you've got it? We've succeeded at a perception check. Horgus seems like one of those people who thinks the entire world owes them something. However, you hear notes of hysteria beneath his smug arrogance. It's as though he's really quite nervous, but taking great pains to conceal it. So what does his job involve? I'm not gonna do the dressing down. I'm not that good. You shall be my bodyguard. You should have good reason to return to my mansion here in Canabras. I still have, well, it doesn't matter. It's none of your business. My mansion is a breathtaking building with a large garden in the wealthy part of the city. Even before the demons attacked, every thief and fraudster in the city had tried to get inside one way or another. I shudder to imagine the state it's in now. I have little hope that my guards were able to hold the mansion during the attack, and I expect that the servants fled when they saw the demons. Only Abadar knows what's happened there since. God of cities, law, merchants, and wealth, also called the god of walls and ditches, a patient deity. Therefore, I would ask that you meet me in my mansion and guard me there until I complete my business. I've already asked the local paladins for help, but they have no desire to set foot outside this tavern. Damn cowards and traitors, that's what they are. That's it, man. Just call anybody who doesn't agree with you a traitor. We know how that goes. Also, please do take Camellia with you. I trust that girl more than the rest of your gang. She is of noble birth, after all. What kind of reward are we talking about? 1,000 gold coins. I kind of doubt we're gonna score that, but why the hell not? Hey, yeah, right. For that kind of money, I could hire Queen Galfrey herself to guard me. 1,000 is my final offer. Fine, deal, whatever. Fuck you. Marvelous! Most excellent. Horgus' face relaxes, smoothing a few of the tense lines. I'll proceed to my mansion at once and wait for you there. Meanwhile, you needn't worry. I know the city like the back of my hand, but do hurry unless you want me to lower your reward. Alright. Gemmel Hawks. A strange figure towers over the bar. A huge, ungainly man with skin so milky white that his blue veins are visible even from a distance. His bald head is equal parts lumpy and pitted, and blood-filled eyes stare impassively out at you from beneath his pale brows. The glass in the albino's large, clumsy hands looks dangerously delicate, as if one twitch of those calloused fingers would be enough to crush it. A gold medallion engraved with a tankard gleams around his neck. What'll it be? Who are you? Gemmel Hawk's vampire? Are you really a vampire? No. I done with the Crusader City. How'd anyone end up here? How did you or them? The world is big, but there still isn't a place for everyone. People who no longer have a life anywhere else, they end up here. Any news in the city? There are demons everywhere, and you showed up. Are there any places in the city worth visiting? If you mean places that normal people usually stay well away from, there are plenty, like the Pitaxian wine cellar. Pitax's origins lie with the brigands from their neighbor to the north, Brevoy, who sought sanctuary amid the forests of the river kingdoms. A band of vicious thieves made a hideout in a riverside hamlet known as Pitax. As they visited there year after year, their ill-gotten gold slowly transformed Pitax into something considerably larger than simple, sleepy fishing village. Eventually, the bandits settled in Pitax, permanently building walls around the village, hiring sellswords to help defend against their new enemies, and crowning themselves kings of a newfound realm. With this, Pitax became a permanent fixture of the river kingdoms, able to survive and thrive for nearly 4 centuries, while others around it withered and decayed. Ah, cool. Pitax is important in Kingmaker. Once belonged to Pitaxian's trading house. Then King Urveti came to power in Pitax, and property started changing hands. Soon after, the seller's shop system was found in a ditch. Not all of them, just his head. Numerian gangsters are taking possession of the place. They went to sell something stronger than wine on the street, and they ended up on the gallows. Then King Urveti's number was up. So now the store stands empty and unclaimed. People say that a headless ghost wanders the place at night, moaning ghoulishly. Ooh. Used to be important. Brevoy is where you set out from the start. Oh, that's right. I actually remember that. Once a rising power poised to unite its neighbors under its banner, today Numeria has fallen into decay. Here, savagery and science exist side by side amid the wreckage of a crashed starship from a distant world. That's right. I forgot. The other planets are things in this. Technomancers from across Galarian flock to research and exploit the technological wonders found within the otherworldly ruins. Meanwhile, tribes of primitive barbarians cling to age-old tradition and eschew technology in favor of their own raw skill and martial prowess. This is a nation where, under the auspices of technological advancement, the betterment of civilization, a select few rule a subjugated nation as despots and tyrants, placing their own power and continued reign above the well-being of their citizens. I can't imagine any leader doing that. This is clearly a fantasy game, chat. Judge Stone asked me how he makes any noise with no head. I wasn't there. I just tell like I heard it. I see you're not one for talking. Cool. Show me what you have. We're the potion guy. The onion guy. I can learn how to make spicy pastries from him. I make a lot of stuff. Cool. What's going on back here? Today we're live, but what about tomorrow? Give me your loot. Journal? Who's Journal? Young man in well-worn traveling clothes, a simple wooden symbol of Erastil on his chest, is officially cutting a linen robe into strips to use as bandages. Despite his visible exhaustion, he works with zeal, singing some tune about red braids and ripe sheaves of wheat under his breath. He raised his warm chestnut-colored eyes to you. Are you one of the Crusaders? Thank you for defending those of us whose talents lie off the battlefield. I'm Journal, servant of Erastil. Pleased to meet you. Erastil, also known as Old Deadeye and the Stag God, is one of the oldest human gods still worshipped in the Inner Sea region, is concerned with family, farming, hunting, and trade. During the Age of Creation, Erastil was among the gods who battled Ravagug when he sought to destroy Galarian, who were eventually able to contain the dead vault of the planet's core. His religion dates back to before the Age of Darkness for small farming communities and hunter-gatherers, yada, 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 yada. Okay, good for him. What you doing? I took my holy orders recently, so my god has only bestowed a little of his power upon me. As yet, I'm sorry to say the number of wounded fighters in this tavern is far beyond my power to heal, but there's a reason people say have faith in the gods, but look to yourself first. Are you from around here? No, I was just passing through Canabras. I was sailing down that old man of ours, the Great Sullen River, to a village by the name of Chili Creek. I happened to land in the city on the eve of the festival, and I'm ashamed to say I decided to stay for a day to enjoy myself, but I ended up staying in the city longer than I bargained for. Where's Chili Creek? It's a small fishing village. It's not even marked on some maps, but people do live there. What they don't have is a priest. They have no one to heal their wounds, no one to offer prayers for a good catch, no one to give their dead a dignified burial. The world wound is a stone's throw away, so I'll be setting sail for Chili Creek to serve my god and my people. Once we've held Canabras, I'll be going there. If by the grace of the good gods we survive this, you should come and visit me sometime. You'll find the village there on the bank of the river. Aren't you, a young and inexperienced cleric, afraid to go to the border of the world wound? I won't lie, I am afraid, but what can I do? Those villagers are simple people like you and me. Every day of their short lives is spent doing hard, honest work. That's exactly the kind of life I want, something simple but meaningful. If I had centuries ahead of me like elves and some other races do, I might have spared some 50 years or so to travel around the world. Or maybe in 100, why not? I don't have time to spare, so I want to spend my short life in the place where I'm needed most, even if it's dangerous. Especially if it's dangerous. Guy's got a real heart of gold on him. I could use the help of a cleric. Erastil knows I'd be glad to help you, but it's no use. My spells are depleted, I have no training in potions or scrolls. This rope I'm cutting up for bandages is the second to last one. I have to go. Foreign autumn haze? Tall, fragile-looking elf sits in front of you, eyes closed, as pale as a ghost, his arm wrapped in a blood-stained bandage. You spot other bandages on his body under his clothes, but even in such a miserable state, he manages to keep calm. Raises his eyes to meet yours, he says faintly, I'm foreign autumn haze at your service. Pale lips are reddened by blood, but you see no signs of pain or fear in his gray eyes. Do you need help? After giving a cold, intense look, he shakes his head. Do not trouble yourself on my behalf. A local healer tended to me. Besides, I come from a resilient, hardy people. My body will endure both the wounds and the poison delivered through them. Who are you? Come here from Kyonin, because I'm a hunter. And all minions of evil are my quarry. I won't say more than that if you don't mind. We are strangers of different races and cultures. I'd rather not tell you more than is necessary. Kyonin is the homeland of the elven race on Galarian. Almost completely evacuated by the elves just before the fall of the Starstone. Only recently, by elven standards, returned to Galarian to reclaim their ancient homeland and have become an isolationist realm, allowing a few non-elven visitors into their mist-shrouded capital, Iadara. Who wounded you? Sender and accomplice to demons. Quarry I'm hunting. I'm Dolok. You can trust me. I might be able to help you. Be impolite to refuse such a direct and friendly offer. Who's your quarry? I was hunting a fugitive, a Descarite by the name of Kaylessa. It pains me to admit that there are heinous malefactors such as her among my noble kind. I managed to catch up to her in Canabras and I wounded her. Then the demons appeared and the city was engulfed in flames. I was injured in the battle that ensued and couldn't free her soul from its service to her dark masters. You're not the Grave Hunter. Sorry for your misfortune. I hope things will turn out differently next time. There's no need for pity. Our ancient kind is blessed with great longevity. We gain a deeper understanding of the world than under other races, and we learn our lessons better than anyone. That goes for learning from our mistakes as well. I survive, which means I'll be more prepared when we next meet. I wish to aid you in your hunt. I thank you, but this is my mission. I'm used to facing all manner of terrors on my own. I do appreciate your willingness to help. If you happen to meet Kaylessa, take caution. She has turned many innocent souls to the path of evil, and darkness has rewarded her with many gifts. Her appearance alone will tell you that. It is warped. The agate skin, the malicious stare of her blood-red eyes, the bestial teeth. More monster than elf at this point. Alright, I have to go for now. We can find and kill her. What's in the basement? Guards. Stuff. Oh, what the hell? We elves are so superior. How could any of us be bad? Surrender thy cell, Delvin. Nah, I got you again. How many times is that today? Take your jokes and shove them, tiefling. Easy there, chief. Don't hit me. Oh, I gotta level up. Sweet. Yes. Tower shield specialist, that's me. Skills. Nobody in our party has any knowledge arcana, as it happens. Alright, well, I'm gonna stick with the stuff I've been doing. "10,000 years ago, civilization was almost wiped from Galarian's face and dark magics pulled an asteroid in the world. We got better, but Erodin pulled that meteor up from the ocean and had incredible magic power. Starstone can actually grant immortal divinity." Interesting. Interesting. Feet! Oh, sweet. Focus straight. Yeah, let's take that. I agree, game. I think that's a good choice. Wow. Dogs have prepared this spell Treat Affliction. Requires a first aid kit. Okay, cool. Iomide became a god using the Starstone? Oh, there you go then. What's up, Delvin? Go ahead, don't take too long though.
Hey, Chief. Hey, Dreamboat, come over here.
Nah.
I want to talk to you about something. Something really important.
The young tiefling sits cross-legged on the floor. He looks relatively calm for someone in shackles, but his tail whips back and forth in agitation. Noticing your tension, the tiefling sits up and beckons you over.
Quit bothering the decent people in here, Woljif, or I'll knock your teeth out.
Woljif. Caden Killian became the god of getting drunk and going on adventures by getting drunk and touching the stone.
What's it to you, Delvin Dum-Dum? You were told to guard me, and I'm not stopping you. But no one told me I had to shut my trap.
Who are you?
Woljif. Woljif Jefto. I deal in useful things. I can get you whatever you want. Anything. But there's just one problem.
What do you want from me?
I'll lay it out for you. Simple job, 30 minutes tops. Go someplace, talk to someone, and in return, whatever you want, I'll get it for you. Some extra rations? No problem. Armor, weapons, scrolls, you name it. It's as good as yours. If you need my help with something, whistle and I'll be there. I'm handy enough with knives too, and even my magic know-how isn't too shabby.
Simple adventure. In and out, 20 minutes tops.
What a load of guff. If you were good at magic, you wouldn't be stuck in here now, would you?
He's got you there, bud.
Don't you listen to him, Chief. He'd find fault with the Queen herself. I'll be useful to have in battle, and I'll sell whatever you want at a reasonable price. It's your lucky day. You won't meet another gem like me in Canabras.
Why are you in chains?
Does it really matter?
Yes, it does!
Don't get hung up on the past, Chief. Don't look to the future. Live in the here and now.
Yeah, I already made that mistake with Spider Waifu. I'm not doing it again.
He was caught thieving.
Your shadow, what was that?
Get me out of here and I'll tell you. And don't worry, it's not contagious.
Can't help you while you're chained up in here. I gotta free you.
That's easy. You know Irabeth? Feisty looking gal, always wears armor. You can't miss her. She's the meanest fighter in the whole city. When you see her, put in a good word for me, will ya? Tell her there's this guy, Woljif, locked up for no good reason in the Defender's Heart. Well, for the follies of his youth. And he really wants to get out on bail so he can keep up his good behavior and make a contribution to society. You got that? Will you do it?
What do you think, chat? Woljif like the peanut butter? Yes. Like the file type. Hey, Cab, so yes, you can help him. Alright, I'll talk to you, Beth, about your situation.
I knew I could count on you. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you.
We'll talk later. Alright, meanwhile, I'm gonna take all this stuff. Ain't nobody else using it. I'm gonna take 40 pounds of chainmail, though. I will take that shield right off the fucking wall. What's this? The button won't budge. Oh, interesting. One of the problems I have with how Alcat develops their games is how they love to space out your party members over the entire game. I wish they would start front-loading all party members from the beginning of the games. Dude, Rogue Trader does that big time. I was honestly shocked how late I was getting new party members in that. Oh, that goes outside. We ain't going outside. What's this? I did something. Alright, whatever.
Let us be off.
Oh. More things. Yeah, I want some disgusting fish and spices. Okay, that goes outside. What else we got going on around here? Talk to Staunton. Nevia in her muted colors blends almost perfectly in the background. She appears relaxed, but her seemingly unfocused eyes are taking everything around her, tracking and filtering potential threats. The only tell is the way she drums her fingers on her hip near her weapon sheath. She shows no sign of her injuries and confidently leans on her previously broken leg. She pretends to have just noticed you, even though she watched you approach from afar. Oh hey, see how they patched me up? Now I could run, jump, or dance a jig if I feel like it. Tell me about yourself. Happy to, has kind of nothing to tell. What's so interesting about me? Where are you from? Nowhere. I was blown in by the wind and found a cabbage patch. Sorry, it's an old habit of mine. I don't like blabbing about my past. You saved my skin, so I guess I kind of owe it to you not to clown around, right? I'm from Nidal, and I wouldn't wish my homeland on my worst enemy. You've heard of the place, I'm sure. Ruled by monsters that aren't alive nor dead, and the official religion of the cult of Zon Kuthon. I grew up in a slum like a weed between the cobblestones. I didn't have a dad, but I had lots of aunts and uncles. My mom's cronies. No prize for guessing the kind of business she was involved in. They gave me a set of lockpicks as soon as I could hold a spoon. While other kids were picking their noses, I was picking pockets. Nidal is one of the oldest surviving countries in Avestan, having been founded during the uncounted years of the Age of Darkness. Even though it's now beholden to the neighboring infernal realm of Cheliax, it retains significant autonomy to pursue its own shadowy goals. Zon Kuthon is the Midnight Lord, the Dark Prince, the Prince of Pain. Okay, I think that sums it up pretty well. I think I get it. God of Darkness, Envy, Loss, and Pain. One of the most twisted and evil minds in the great beyond. God of Pain. Excellent. Awesome. As 12, the monks of the Silent Shroud came for us creepy guys with their mouths sewn shut. They're the guards in Nizrock. Mom gave me to her friends, and we hid in the secret temple of Desna. I never saw my mom again. Goddess of dreams, luck, stars, and travelers. Okay, cool. Zon Kuthon's very Cenobite coded. I lay low in the temple for the next few years, keep my head down. I wash floors, fetch water, listen to sermons. Funny thing, after a while, I started liking Desna's teachings. As soon as I was old enough, I was out of there. I left Nidal and got as far away as I could. How'd you make Earbeth? Bumming around time and a while back doing this and that. Desna Temple sometimes gave me odd jobs. Sometimes they need people with skills like mine. On the surface, it was fine. After Nidal, the freedom of river kingdoms should have seemed like heaven, my chance to stick back and enjoy life, but I wasn't happy. There just wasn't any joy in my new life. I was all alone. No one cared about me, and I didn't care about anybody either. I struggled to find a reason to drag myself out of bed every morning. Tying a stone around my neck and jumping in the nearest river started to look pretty appealing. Jesus. One day I was hired to follow some fellows who the local authorities suspected were Razmirian spies. I was stupid, I made a rookie mistake, and they caught me. It's like my body had already decided to do what my mind had been fighting, and finally put me out of my misery. Get someone else to kill me, since I didn't have the guts to do it myself. They grabbed me, I thought they'd gut me on the spot, but instead they hog-tied me and dragged me off, and just like an animal going to the slaughter, my only thought was, let's get this over with. A real ray of sunshine, this one is. Realm known as Rasmurian was once just another turbulent and violent river kingdom, the Archduchy of Melkat, where leadership changes often in the years. This ended in 4661 when the land was conquered by Rasmir, a tyrant claiming to have ascended to godhood. I guess that's a thing that happens a lot around here, people just becoming gods. They brought me to their stinking cave, threw me on their altar. I realized who it was. Kuthites. What the fuck are Kuthites? Oh, devotees of Zon Kuthon, makes sense. They tracked me down after all these years, but I didn't care anymore. Wouldn't even have cared if they'd eaten me or whatever. We all gotta go sometime, right? So I was lying there staring at those knives point at me when fate rolled the dice and I hit the jackpot. Irabeth, there she was storming into the cave. Picture it. I'm lying on an altar with all these knife-wielding maniacs around me, and suddenly Irabeth storms in. I thought it was Iomade herself. Fierce in her shining armor, their gleaming sword raised. She made quick work of those scumbags, chopped them up just like that. I didn't have time to blink. She untied me and then... She looked through the papers out on the table and she started swearing like a sailor. So much for Iomade. It's a meet cute. How'd y'all end up in Canabras? After almost becoming a human sacrifice, I knew I never wanted to leave Irabeth's side. Destined to knows I fell for instantly and I fell hard. My misery was gone when Irabeth showed me what was in those papers. Proof that the cultists had a nest in her home city. I offered to help without a second thought. She must have figured I couldn't wait to get my revenge on the cultists, but I didn't give a damn about him. It was her. I'd go anywhere with her, even our crusader into the jaws of a dragon. But I took to life in Canabras like a duck to water. I used to be an outcast wherever I went, but half the crusaders are the same. After all, who'd volunteer to tangle with demons on the edge of the abyss? You gotta be either a goody two-shoes with too much honor and free time, or a misfit with no life outside the normal world with normal people. Out in the normal world with normal people. People come here to run away from their debts, their paths, from themselves, so I fit right in. You ever notice CRPGs like this always have like a town of misfits? Like, your adventure always seems to start in or be based around a town of like outcasts and drifters and stuff. Pretty easy narrative hook for getting a whole bunch of disparate party members together for your main character to hoover up. What's it like living with Irabeth? It's like living. Without her, I wouldn't be. Seriously, if I were alone, I'd definitely be gone by now. Sure, sometimes we argue, can't deny that. Sometimes we bang our fists on the table and yell so loud that the walls shake, but that's all about order business. At home, well, I'll give you an example. I kind of always wanted to move out of that broom closet we call a house and into somewhere cozier. It ain't like they take a vow of poverty at the Eagle Watch, but every month somehow most of our spare money is spent on crusader business. Sure, I get mad about it, but it's part of why I love her so much. Yeah, and you're kind of over it. I get that. I get that. Beat starting every mission at a tavern the Devils and Adventures Guild meeting place. I mean, my point is, like, there's a lot of more creative starts that you could give your characters, more creative settings that you could set them loose in. I mean, one of the reasons I like Road Trader so much is it had a really cool opening. You start on a ship. You know, Irabeth has that thing that matters most for a person, a purpose in life. She's always got a reason for whatever she's doing. Her whole life is a crusade. And I just drifted around like a leaf in the wind until Desna brought us together. Now she's the meaning of my life, so it really makes no difference if we live in a mansion or under a bush. Thank you for your answers. Thanks for asking. Telling you all this kind of made me feel better. Oh, that's sweet. What are your responsibilities in the Eagle Watch? Nothing official. I'm not even a knight. I just hang around. You sure you want to know the details? Catching traitors and spies and cultists is no walk in the park. It's a delicate job. You can't always do it all within the letter of the law. What if we surprise some suspicious blighter with an official search? Everyone will know about it before long, starting with our cronies. Then again, sneaking into people's houses at night ain't exactly illegal. Crusaders can't be doing stuff like that, can they? Well, I'm not exactly a knight. Any suspicious places in the city I should pay attention to? Couple spots I wanted to check out, didn't have time. If there really is a den of cultists there, it'd be good if you could swoop in there and bust some heads. You don't even need a search warrant. First one's the Silken Threads. Find a little tailor shop that doesn't take orders and never buys any fabric, but they always seem oh so busy. They're busy with something there, all right, but sewing ain't it. Sewing it ain't, excuse me. Second one's the alchemy shop, Topaz Solutions, and they trade in everything, not just healing potions. Judging by the ingredients they've been buying on the black market, there's something fishy about the alchemical rituals going down in that place. Cool. I like Anivia, she's cool. What else we got going on here? I see somebody over here called Kiado and Visali Rathamus. I believe that help is on the way. The queen will not leave us to die. Stout old man with a fuzzy gray beard mumbles a prayer. He looks as tired as everyone else in the tavern, but determination is stamped upon his haggard face. What can I do for you? Who are you? Visali Rathamus, rector of the local temple of Abadar. The temple's gone, though. If we snooze here for much longer, the city will be lost as well. Who's the boy? This one, Kiado the shepherd, my apprentice. He's a smart boy and his faith is strong. He serves a rascal, though. But there's still something he can learn from an old servant of Abadar. He'll be a great cleric when he gets a little older. What kind of help can I expect from you? First, I sell scrolls. I have a lot of them, something for every emergency. Second, while you're here in the tavern, I can read one for you. Guaranteed, no surprises, but you better not go into the city without a cleric. I won't be going there myself. I'm too old. My powers are needed here. Kind of scroll. That is some scrolls. Lots of scrolls and stuff. Let's talk to Lan. Here for chat. Been waiting for you to come and see what strange beast you've taken in your party. I'd like to know more about you. I guess your first question is, can you wear a hat with your one horn? Am I right? So can you wear a hat with your one horn? Sure I can, but certain designs don't suit me too well. He speaks in a deadly serious voice. You speak common much better than the rest of your tribe. Funnily enough, common isn't all that common underground, but your observation is correct. I used to live on the surface with my parents for a while, and I had a chance to learn a couple things. The language and the fact that every peasant who sees my scaly mug screams, "Demon!" and runs away. I don't know if you're interested, but my mom wasn't from an underground tribe. She was a smuggler, the kind that used the dungeons of Canabras to secretly move and store goods. One time, two gangs couldn't agree on how to share a prime cut. Got into a fight, and the winners threw the losers down a hole, dead and living alike. My dad went to check if the corpses had anything useful on them, and he found a girl from the surface, barely clinging to life. An incredible feeling sparked between them, or maybe the girl just liked men with scales and a cat nose. That might be it. One way or another, he got her back on her feet, and he later even left his home cave. She left her smuggling behind, and they began an honest life together. Underground common is less common than undercommon. That's the delightful story of how Lan came into this world. The next chapter, however, my family and I never stayed in one place for long. We lived sometimes on the surface, sometimes underground. We couldn't find a place to call home. Living in the caves was hard on my mom, and my dad's appearance raised too many questions in Mendev. They're at war against the demons, after all. In the end, my parents decided to stop making each other miserable and separated. My father and I returned to our tribe. I think the peasants screaming demon had something to do with it. Maybe dad just couldn't stand life without rat tail soup. I wouldn't rule out the possibility. Does he have a kitty nose? No. He has a horn and a lizard half. Just come with me so you can see the surface again? No, that wasn't it. I just don't have much patience for certain types of creatures. Demons, I mean. If they want to destroy Canabros, I'll be on the side of the people they're attacking. Lan, you're my companion. Companions should trust each other. I'm counting on you to give me honest answers, not excuses. I guess you're right. I shouldn't have been so evasive. It's just some things are hard to talk about. My family, for example. My birth, hell take me, turned out to be a great misfortune for my parents, all because I'm relatively healthy. I'm the best thing that can come from a marriage between a cave-dwelling mongrel and anyone from the surface. A healthy child with the right number of hands and feet, no apparent defects, no missing organs or other problems. They saw hope in me, so risked having more children. They thought it would somehow be all right. I could have had 4 brothers. The first was born 2 years after me and died 3 years later. He didn't have a nose. Nothing even remotely resembling one. He could only breathe through his mouth. Mom and Dad were afraid to take their eyes off him for fear he'd choke and suffocate on something. But in the end, it was his weak heart that killed him. Then there was another pregnancy and birth. I pretended I was sleeping, but snuck out of my bedroom and listened under the door. All those hours. It was very strange, but I never heard the newborn screaming. Mom moaning, yes. The priest praying. Then I dared to open the door a little and looked inside. The priest stood there very pale. One of them was holding something, a small object that fit in his palm. He asked, "Do you know what this is?" And the other said, I think it's a head. Please, go on. Turned out this time Mom was expecting triplets. The first of the babies was born in pieces. And the two others didn't live long enough to draw their first breath. About 3 weeks later, my father took me to the caves. He didn't want to leave. I could see in his face, but I think my mom and he decided it together. A curse my people have carried since the first crusade stood between them, not to mention the 4 dead babies. And old age was rapidly taking its toll on my father. After we returned to the cave, he only lived another 4 years. So you're asking me why I decided to go up with you to the surface and join the Crusaders. Well, the answer is I've always wanted to. I was afraid to leave my tribe, but it always haunted me that I'd die in a world where 4 crusades could do nothing to stop the beast from the abyss, and the numbers of victims kept growing. I want to change that. Or at least try to. And if changing things is too much to ask, then at least get a little revenge. The ones who are behind the world wound owe me a great debt. The lives of 4 brothers, all my mother's tears, my father's broken heart. It's a lot. It's so much that killing a couple demons won't do it for me. I want to do something real. I'm ready to pay any price. Call it my personal crusade, if you like. I used to think that things would be better if I'd never been born, but now I think I was born for this, to settle the score. Would you like to find your mother? No. The word flies from Landsmouth faster than an arrow. I don't want to meet her, not because I feel any resentment. It's just that she's a half-elf. She's barely got her first gray hair, and I'll be a ramshackle old man. She's buried enough children. There's no need to make her witness the death of another one. I hope you understand. I am very, truly sorry. Well, then I'm very lucky. I met someone who's not only helped me choose the right path, but is happy listening to my whining. Your parents' love didn't survive hardship. That doesn't mean the same thing will happen to you. If you'd find true love, someone who won't leave you no matter what. And break my beloved's heart when I die in her arms 5 years later, that's a fine thing to do to the person you love. Then again, there's a chance I'll inspire some tragic bard to write a tearful ballad. Thanks for sharing, bud. How old are you? I'm as old as I look, no surprises there. But remember Saul? He's 10 years older than me. I remember him back when he was a fearless warrior, and day by day I watched him turn into an old man, him and my father. It happens very quickly. First you miss a shot because you don't see the target as clearly as you used to. You think it's because your eyes are tired. You tell yourself it'll get better tomorrow. Then you notice you're having trouble breathing, that climbing is harder than before. Your fingers stop bending. You have to tie your sword to your hand. You can't even put on your greaves without help. When you're washing your face in a stream, sometimes you catch sight of a gray-haired, wrinkled old man you don't recognize. And this goes on until one day, you come across a cave beast and you realize you can't outrun it. My dad kept diaries marking all the signs, and I saw it too. The last year, I had to help him get out of bed, help him dress, remind him to eat. Sometimes he forgot my name. I told him that we should have stayed on the surface, and he joked that dodging a goddess was behavior unworthy of a crusader. He meant Pharasma. Every morning I wake up and check how I feel, but there are no signs yet. Even so, I know I don't have much time. I need to do something useful before I forget why I came here. Should we talk about Wenduag? Are you sure? Alright. Nah, I don't want to push him on this. If you ever want to reopen any more of my old wounds, you know where to find me. Yes, they age fast. Or I think they just die young. We can press him on the rest of this another time. What else we got here? Indara. Imposing young Oriad is surrounded by a crowd of crusaders who hang under every last word. I hope this example clearly illustrates the difference between Jiska legionnaires from the last war and the crusaders. Perfection of form and spirit they're imbued with during creation turned them into parts of a well-balanced war machine, not a ragtag bunch of individuals, but a united whole. Jiska Imperium was the first human kingdom to establish itself in the Inner Sea region after the centuries of darkness and devastation caused by Earthfall. Its height had dominated all of northwestern Garund and also parts of southwestern Avestan. Assyrian, a burgeoning kingdom under the control of the powerful Pharaoh of Forgotten Plagues, pushed westward, overthrew the weakened Jiska. The Imperium was plunged into numerous succession wars around 2764, from which it was never again able to recover its former political, military, and economic power. Huh, okay. Now tell me again why I'm supposed to be impressed by your reckless assaults where everyone is fighting for the ego and for the right to beat their peers to a swift but pointless heroic sacrifice. Some of the Crusaders grumble unhappily. It was clear they were captivated by the woman's words. The only exception is a scraggly and disheveled halfling monk whose puffy black eye gives him away as a brawler and a troublemaker. He enthusiastically pushes forward and tries to engage one of his friends, swiftly jabs him in the back with an elbow, making the poor fellow pause to catch his breath. We will listen. One of the Crusaders angrily curls his fist and retorts with a burst of passion. If those gists of yours or whatever had come for us, we'd have their guts for garters. You think we'd never fought a mighty adversary before? The woman chuckles. I would love to see you storm a 60-foot tall walking castle shaped like a gigantic elephant that carries siege fortifications on the back. A lot of you know these fortifications are defended by Jiskin priest craftsmen armed with demon-bound war machines. They use the enemies you cannot defeat as mindless weapons. You should not argue with someone who happens to be the most authoritative researcher on the history of warfare 3,000 years before the founder of Absalom. The woman looks at you and flashes an amused smile. The lecture's over. Do my esteemed listeners have any questions? I can just fucking attack her. That's so funny. Who are you? I'm Indaro, warrior, magus, and scholar of classical warfare from Garund. I admit that I'm mildly offended by the fact that my name is entirely unfamiliar to you, but I'm willing to accept this is due to Avastan's isolation from the sophisticated culture of the world at large. Come a long way to be here. I like to think of myself as an inhabitant of Galarian. I don't narrowly identify with any country in particular. Why did you come? To witness a legendary war, the confrontation between denizens of a plane famous for its love of violence and the Crusaders from every continent, united by the common goal of defending their home, an epic struggle of colossal proportions that hasn't been particularly epic so far, truth be told. The monk with a black eye grins and mutters under his breath. Maybe she just can't see it from here. The view will get way more epic if she stops hiding among us and takes a walk outside. The woman smirks contemptuously. She does not deem the monk's words worthy of comment. I won't comment on that. Hardly surprising, I'm presenting my take on this war in a clear and succinct manner. There's nothing to argue about. Why don't you join the Crusaders and show them how fighting should be done? No, I'm a historian, an analyst, a theorist. Do you know what these three words have in common? They describe a mortal woman who does not participate in the conflict upon which her thesis will be founded. But then again, I'll hardly be able to describe this mess as anything other than a feeble likeness of the last war of Jiska. The more dangerous the upcoming scuffle is, the more motivated we are to find clever and pretty words to justify not actually doing the fighting. What is this last war? Large-scale conflict that took place 3,000 years before the foundation of Absalom was a war against the Assyrian Pharaoh of Forgotten Plagues, the war that ended the legendary Jiskin Imperium. An epic struggle that became the most vibrant page in military history. Alas, all conflicts that follow are but a pale shadow, including this one I'm witnessing here. Alright, bored now. Bye-bye. Just listen to this woman. Isn't it amazing how much nonsense can fit into such a small package? Hilor, hi. I am Hilor, venture captain of the Pathfinder Society. Name drop. I'm superior officer among Pathfinders in this region of Mendev. However, the society is running almost no operations here right now. Besides me, there are almost no Pathfinders. Actually, I'm only stuck here because of an old feud with a demon worshiper known as the Spinner of Nightmares. I've had to work alone without the support of the society. But I made a lot of acquaintances among the local mercenaries and daring fighters. If you need any good fighters for an honest cause, talk to me. Globespanning organization based in Absalom. Membership consists of Pathfinders, adventurers who travel throughout Galarian, usually inconspicuously, and have explored, delve, and otherwise experienced the... Okay. Mercenaries. Tell me about your confrontation with the Spinner of Nightmares. It all began with the task of the Pathfinder Society. I arrived in Nerosian with my team to investigate the sudden death of famous crusader Baron Falron. We soon focused in on a small hospital for the wealthy where Falron was being treated shortly before his death. It turned out that a gang of Baphomet's cultists calling themselves the Labyrinth of Mind had gotten a foothold in the hospital. They were obsessed with twisting the minds of their victims and targeting fragile people too weak to resist. The hospital was filled with perfect victims, isolated for weeks from the outside world, completely helpless. When they returned, they were different, almost normal, but the moment they heard a certain phrase, something dark awoke in their minds, and they transformed into servants of Baphomet. Sleeper agents. Baron Falron stopped them. He was too loyal to his oath and too resistant to their spells. He fought for his freedom until the strain broke his heart. We opened to clean the city of Baphomet's pit of vipers. Their den was a cradle of sin and filth. They cast spells on each other, and their loathsome fantasies stepped real from their minds into the world. The leaders fled. Okay. They abducted my daughter, Lori, who served under my command in the Pathfinder Society. They left me a note full of tart insults, mockery, and sneers. From that note, I learned the name of my enemy, the Spinner of Nightmares. A few months later, I confirmed she was the leader of the Labyrinth of Mind. My hunt has begun. Cool, okay. Well, we'll leave that at that. There's Sela. Alright, I'm ready to get out and do some more adventuring because there's a lot of dialoguing to do here, so I'm gonna cut some of this short. Irbeth said your friend Janna is missing. Do you know where we should look for her? Irbeth is worried about her fighters. I understand. I will look for Janna myself. I didn't distract you since you're in this too. I could use some help. Met in Canabras a few days ago and hit it off. Went drinking. Start looking in the main square. Okay. Cool. And then let's see if Irbeth has anything else. There's a tiefling chained up in the Defender's Heart. What can you tell me about him? Woljif is a petty thief for a gang of thieflings operating in Canabras. That's what we called them in these parts. They tried to rob a vendor of magical items recently. Unfortunately, we apprehended only one of them. The rest managed to escape. We have nowhere else to keep him apart from Defender's Heart. And that's hardly a prison. Woljif knows it too. He's been begging us for days to let him go free or have someone vouch for him. He's already asked you to put in a good word for him, hasn't he? If you want to recruit Woljif and put him to good use, go ahead and take him off our guards' hands. We can ill afford to let a soldier spend their days watching over a middling thief. I hope the tiefling proves useful should you decide to take him along. Okay, cool. Should we take him, chat? Shall we take him off the guards' hands? Arcane doesn't like him. Manic does, though. I know what class he is. Yeah, let's save before we do anything else.
Well, Chief, what do you got for me?
Gather all the friends, hoard your hoard. Talk to Irbeth, I've decided to make you part of my troop. We'll see how it goes.
You must be a smooth talker. Come on, Delvin. Get these bracelets of yours off me. I'm going free.
Hey, I got some experience out of this, so.
You're sure to regret this. This tiefling will fleece you for everything you've got. Mark my words.
You're a bitter little man, Delvin. Petty and mean. You can't even be happy for me, can you? I pity you. I'll leave you alone with your sad little soul. So long.
Damn.
And now, Chief, straight down to business. You see, I'm one of those guys that people around here call thieflings. We just call ourselves the family. After we knocked over that shop and I got stuck here in the Defender's Heart, a little bird told me that big sister Charisme wanted to see me. That she had some questions to ask me. You following? Now, she won't be asking me questions like, Woljif, how'd you manage to get out of this one? Or, Woljif, you're so thin, didn't they feed you? No, something serious has gone down, and I just know they want to try to pin something on me. I can feel it in my tail. So,
already regretting
that
this.
I couldn't go alone. You turned up just in time, Chief. You don't need to do anything when we get there. Just stand behind me and look mean, and I'll handle the rest. Somehow. Let's go, I'll show you the way.
Well, hey, we got a new location to check out. That's a bonus. All right, excellent, wonderful. Let me sell my junk and then let's hit the streets. By the way, was all of our shit identified? They were, okay. All right, before we sell everything, let's get everybody equipped with useful things. Actually, let me do the whole leveling up rigmarole real quick. Mr. Zen Archer, with your points and your whatevers. She took dodge, and Sela heavy armor focus, and our paladin uses lay on hands to heal damage to one target. Target is no longer sickened. That's really funny. Great, cool. All right, equippings wise. All right, I've got a giant fuck off sword. I also have 17 masterwork glaives. That's absurd. Marching Terror. What is this? When this +1 glaive lands a hit on a new enemy for the first time, the target receives 1d6 negative energy damage, and all other enemies in 15-foot radius. Sure. Okay, great. I am technically good with a heavy flail, so I'll let him hang on to one of those. And then I think that's pretty much that. Armorist-wise, Banded Mail is heavy. Crypt Raider's armor. Scale Mail Reservoir, insight bonus to AC against undead. That seems cool. Wear that. And then I don't actually use shields, which is funny. And then this stuff. Ratcatcher's Goggles, grant their wearer +2 bonus damage rolls against swarms. +5 bonus to maximum hit points. +1 morale bonus on damage rolls against demons. +1 morale bonus on attack rolls. Damage rolls on mounted. Deflection bonus to AC. Alright, wait, what do you have equipped? Okay, well, only the main character can equip those, so that's fine. Oh my god, wait a minute. There's a bracer slot and a glove slot. That's ridiculous. You want a cool hat? Look at his cool hat! Back as long. Well, I'm glad you're back, Blues House. I'm glad you made it. Yeah, perfect. Amazing. I love it. There are a lot of gear slots, aren't there? All right, well, you get to have everything. How about that? And then this is damage against demons, huh? You don't like demons, right? Here, have an anti-demon thing. All right, well, that made that real fucking easy. All right, you, what are you good? What are you good at? Nothing in particular. Just simple and martial stuff. This glaive is two-handed. Let's see, anything else? That's a quarterstaff. I'm not sure we can do much better than the sword she has right now. Okay, what is this over here? That's a short bow. I have a bunch of composite longbows. Not that it makes any difference. Makes a slight difference here. How about that? I have a bow just in case. You have a torch. That's great. Good for you. I have 36 daggers. What kind of idiot runs around with 36 daggers? Jesus. Alright, sorry wearing half plate. That's fine. What's your shield? This one's prettier. Use that one. Knife salesman. You were probably not changing up anything on you. You don't even have that many options, really. If I remember correctly, she really wants to use a rapier. And she's already got a cold iron one, so whatever. She's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, that is a composite longbow. This is a masterwork longbow, which isn't as good as composite, so whatever. This is a monk weapon. Have a monk weapon, just in case you need to monk out. Now, what the hell do you use? Daggers. He has daggers. I'm guessing. Two weapon, simple weapon. Do any of his abilities require daggers? Rogues are proficient with all simple weapons plus rapier, short sword, and short bow. Oh, okay. So maybe we can swap this dude up with, like... Doesn't seem like it. Actually doesn't really seem like it. He has double slice, which is a dual wielding thing. Yes, something is enhancing his damage with these daggers equipped, and I don't actually know what it is, but I'm also not terribly concerned. That's fine. Here, take a crossbow just for the hell of it. Do you want some armor? Do you want to... No? Okay, we're cool. Good, great. Yes, some unidentified bracers. I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure everything is fine. Alright, great. Let's sell literally everything else. Oh, that's just the... Okay. That's a lot of shit. That's a lot of shit. Definitely lightened our load. It's not like you like the sound effect. I do. I like the sound effects in this game a great deal. Let's see. How heavy is this? I will hang on to that, since I don't know if it'll come in handy. I don't know if I'll run across somebody who really likes using glaives or whatever, but the rest of the stuff... Like to be a joy killer and mention that after this we're running very close to the Odyssey's bedtime. I know. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I can't end the evening on just bumming around in the bar, so we'll pop that there and then let's go outside. And cool out here. What's this? Elizabeth sanctify and protect the area around it from the corruption of the abyss. Cool. It's more just random garbage. Holy, what the fuck? Has that person been embiggened? Commander, look what we got here. It's too mad whoever possessed you steal the gem golem from the Tower of Estrad Museum. Explain yourselves. We didn't steal nothing. Saw some looters dragging down the street and captured it. Now shiny fella is ours. As long as the treasury is inlay alone is worth more than that castle. Jaren, see to it that no one lays so much as a finger on this golem or plucks out a single gem. Ugh. Well, that's cool. Free gem guy. I like gem guys. That means we got a Joran around here. There's Joran Vane. Prestidigipainter Golem. Magnificent glittering golem encrusted with gems and color and intricate flower embossing triumphantly exclaims, "Happy to be of service! May Shellen brighten and vivify your day." Goddess of art, beauty, love, and music. Cool. What are you? I'm a prestidigipainter golem. Many millennia ago, I was built by Aslani clerics of Shellen, the goddess of beauty, to make the world a better place. My joyful service, I visited many lands, and for the past few centuries, I resided at the Temple of Sunrise, Chrysanthemums, and Tanja. Then the good cleric saw fit to offer me as a gift to the Mendavian Crusaders, so you could share in the beauty I can create. Can you do anything useful? Chris granted me the ability to place illusions on various items. I can change their color and texture. Okay. Yeah. How'd you end up here? It's in the Tower of Estrad Museum. Some not beautiful people came and started smashing everything. I asked them to show restraint, and that's when they decided to steal me. After all, I'm very beautiful and very valuable. Least beautiful of my kidnappers threw me over his shoulder and tried to run away with me, but I'm very heavy, so his back made a very not beautiful crunching sound. He started yelling, and then everyone else started yelling, and some of the yelling was directed at me, and they started hitting me with their not beautiful weapons, and some good crusaders drove them away and brought me here. Now I've been lumbered with. You wasted good metal, you are. Instead of working, I'm supposed to keep an eye on you so no one is tempted by the walking treasure trove. That's pretty funny. What can you do to help the war effort? I was not designed for any type of combat, yet I can bring beauty and harmony to any type of combat. Good lord. That's Joran. Grizzled dwarf turns a blade in his calloused hands, carefully inspecting its edge. When he sees you approaching, he sets the blade aside and greets you with a nod. A new face in the city. You picked a good time to come to Canabra's, as you can see we're in sore need of warriors. Staunton Vane's brother. Yep, where he goes, I go. That's how we've always done it even before the world wound. I forge the armor, he goes into battle and breaks it. He brings it back to me and I repair it, make it better than before. Everything's changed since then, but that part has stayed the same. How is Staunton to blame for the fall of Dresden? Told the story so many times already. Telling it one more time won't kill me. Dresden was built after the First Crusade, back when it seemed like victory was ours for the take and the demon invasion would soon be at an end. The population of Old Sarkoris was thoroughly diminished, and many of them hoped to see their hard fighting repaid with a small plot of unclaimed land. Dresden was a fortress built on all our hopes and on Mendev's ambitions, though you're not supposed to say that out loud. What a city it was, Dolok, you can't even imagine. It was built by the finest engineers from the Five Kings Mountains. Queen Galfrey spared no expense. Dresden was meant to be the capital of the Crusade movement, a monument to its glory and a beacon of hope for all Golarion. Heroes were drawn there to seek fame and glory, and they came from all over. Taldor, Garen, Tanja. I couldn't list them all. A relic known as the Sword of Valor was kept there, the banner that had been carried into battle by Iomide herself back when she was still human. That banner protected the city and kept demons from teleporting inside its walls. As long as the banner was in place, Dresden was invincible, or so we thought. Greatest Crusader relic is a banner once carried to battle. It's both symbol. The banner only works This way, in righteous hands, hidden from the eyes of believers, it loses its properties. But then the world wound suddenly expanded. The demons launched a new onslaught, and folks started saying it was time to declare the Second Crusade. Dresden was unassailable until one young officer was tempted by a beautiful woman. She convinced him that the banner shouldn't be hanging in the city, that its rightful place was on the battlefield. She whispered honeyed words about glory and valor and convinced him they could be a hero as great as Iomade herself, and the poor fool believed her. He rounded up some of his hot-headed friends and carried the banner outside the city gates on an unauthorized foray. The demons slaughtered them within seconds, but for some reason the courageous ringleader was spared. A whole army teleported into Dresden. It was a bloodbath. As you can guess, that officer was called Staunton Vane, and the woman turned out to be a demon. Not just any demon, it was Minago, the foul wretch. She's given us a lot of grief here in Canabras too. Just don't ask me what I was doing when my brother was off having trysts with that beast and why I didn't save him from his own stupidity. Who could have guessed it would end like this? I failed my brother, that's the truth. I blame myself every day looking at his plight. So that's the story. What's he got to sell? Armors. Armors. Fancy armors. Patrician dagger. Bastard sword +1. There are a lot of weapon types in this game. I'm just gonna say it. This is too many weapon types. There are too many weapon types in this game. We talked about this a little bit on Monday, but I'm convinced they just kind of overdid it.
March on.
Hey, there's loot. More stuff. Only one of them is good. That tends to be how it goes. It goes down to the basement. That's more stuff. I guess since we're here. Sells all the useless stuff. Extra 110 bucks. So we have 7,306 whatevers. I could buy like one really good item if I really wanted to. Okay, chat. Well, I said I was going to get out on the world map and go exploring. I'm not actually going to do that because I wasn't expecting there to be an outer area with people to talk to and a big gem golem to speak to. So, I know all we did was beat a boss and get out of the underground. Well, no, we beat a boss and then we fought our way to the Wardstone and met a sexy eyeless demon. We actually did a lot. Did a lot of talking, but we did a lot of fighting too. Yeah, we got rid of Toxicax for now anyway. So yeah. Let's see. I just saved, right? Right. Okay. Let me pop out of here. You know what? I'm gonna save again because I can. Fuck it. I can do whatever I want. Let's check the vote. I'm pretty sure I know where this one ended up, though. Pretty sure I know. Yep. Pretty commanding lead on continue, so we'll do that. So we will come back to Wrath of the Righteous on Monday, and we will get out into the city, and we'll start exploring and doing things. And that will be very exciting. But between now and then, tomorrow night is the Power Hours, back to January 1995 in Nintendo Power. We'll be doing the same thing on Saturday. On Friday, we should be doing another regular Friday feature, I believe. No stream on Sunday. And then, yes, Monday, more Wrath of the Righteous, as it shall be. So, chat, let's go find somebody to raid. Let's provide somebody a relatively early raid. I think... Yeah, he's not done yet. I'm gonna send you over to whyyyyy. Whyyyyy is always playing all kinds of interesting roguelikes and stuff, and they are playing The Bazaar, which I've seen them play before, and it seems pretty cool, so. Community night is the 28th? Got it, okay, cool. Cool. All right, so, anyway, chat. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for joining me for night 2 of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I am enjoying this. I think we got all the setup out of the way, so when we come back on Monday, we can get to the meat of the adventuring. We can start making our way around the ruins of the city and finding cool stuff and demons to beat up and things, and I'm very much looking forward to that. And hopefully you are too. But before then, hopefully I will see you out tomorrow night for the Power Hours. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.